station. It's the afternoon experience. My name is Emanuel Livingston. I am with you until 3 o'clock this afternoon. 513-749-1230. That's the number to get on board. On the other side of the glass, your favorite millennial, Raven Monday. There's a lot of stuff going on. Okay, not really. There's not a lot of stuff going on, but there are things going on.
I'm hoping there's something in particular you're talking about today. Believe it or not, y'all, we don't share show prep. I just figure out what he's gonna talk about when he starts talking. But there's something in particular that I'm hoping you're gonna talk about today.
What?
Des Bryant's comments on Colin Kaepernick.
I saw that, and I didn't even read the story because I said it's Des Bryant talking about Colin Kaepernick, and from my perspective, all I saw was the headline. I saw the headline saying he was upset that there was no call to action in what it was that Colin Kaepernick was doing. There was no call to action.
I saw the video clip, and I've seen because and then Jamel Hill responded. She's a black female sports journalist. That's how I view her anyway. Because I don't pay attention to sports, but I'm familiar with her name because I see her commentating on a lot of sports things, and especially Colin Kaepernick, because I know that they are at this point kind of good friends.
Okay.
But I saw the video clip where he talked about it and her response to it.
Well, what did he say?
He basically said that he has all love and respect for Cap, and he appreciates him for kind of creating the cause of the kneeling and whatever. He appreciates that, but he feels like Cap just didn't do enough.
Hold on, did he say anything about why when they were blackballing Colin Kaepernick, he didn't say anything in defense of Colin Kaepernick or come out publicly and say what y'all doing to Colin Kaepernick is wrong? Did he address that?
No.
Oh.
He didn't mention that, and also the forum which he was in, they didn't question it. They would just let him say what he wanted in that moment, because he made a point of saying, I wasn't gonna just do this any kind of way. I was gonna wait until I got a platform. This is his words. He said, basically, I'm paraphrasing though, but he said I was gonna wait until I got on a big enough stage to make this known. And he proceeded to just basically say that he feels like I said, he said he respect Cap for what he's kind of did, but at the end of the day, he said he accused him of not creating jobs, of not really having a call to action. He kind of basically said that I just don't appreciate you being a symbol. You should have been more than just a symbol. You had the opportunity to create opportunities, and you fell short. He felt like you fell short. So it's kind of like that same criticism that a lot of us have, I feel, for Obama. You were a symbol. You were, you did what they let you do while you were in that position of power, but you didn't do enough. That's how Des Bryant feels about Colin Kaepernick. At least that's what I get from it. Ain't no hate, ain't no I don't like him. It's
that sound like
you didn't
hate.
do enough.
That sound like hate. I think the question would have to be asked of Des Bryant, and I don't know, what did he do in that he had the same platform. What did he do? I mean, I don't know. He may have been doing amazing things, but I think it's a legit question to ask. Look, Colin Kaepernick did what Colin Kaepernick did, and I don't recall hearing Des Bryant out front championing what Colin Kaepernick was doing, standing up with him when he was doing what he was doing and when he was getting blackballed, standing up for him. So, I don't know. Everybody has a right to their opinion, I guess. Yeah, they do. He has a right to say what he wants to say. I don't follow football anymore, so I kind of don't follow a lot of the football players and what they're doing. I don't know what Des Bryant is doing. Right? Is he still playing?
I'm not sure. Like I said, I don't watch sports either. So I'm not sure. I'm not entirely sure. But I like I said, like you said, I think that his opinion is, everybody is that same old saying, everybody's got an opinion just like everybody's got a you know what. So he's entitled to his opinion. But I do think that it's a gross under, like, it's just, it doesn't make sense to me, all the things that we watch Cap go through. And, like, it's general knowledge of the stuff that Cap has been involved in. Like, and that was kind of why I brought up Jemele Hill, because she listed off some of that stuff. Like, there's what do you mean he's not done enough, or he's not created jobs or opportunities? He has an entire publishing company, an SPAC that's raising $300 million for a social justice initiative, a production company, like he's got a lot of things, and he's created a lot of opportunities because he's had to. Like, they took away his job, so he had to figure out how to first create some opportunities for himself, and then he took those opportunities and created opportunities for other people. So it's kind of like what did you even really do any research before you did this call out, Des Bryant? Like, did you even really, or was you expecting for Cap to give you some sort of opportunity that you didn't get? Or, like, I'm confused. Like, how do you make such a public statement that is so uninformed?
Well, I don't know.
It do sound like hating.
It sounds like hating. Hating. I hate that I said hating. But that's what it sound like. Sound like hate. 513-749-1230. Of course, the one of the bigger stories of the day, for black people anyway, R. Kelly found guilty on all charges. Sentencing is, I believe, May 4th. May 4th. That's a long time away. That's a pretty long time away. So we'll see what happens with that. And I have to say, I heard what Mr. Mims was saying to Mr. Ware. And, oh my God. Oh my God. If you didn't catch the last show, the previous show to this, towards the end, there's a caller. He calls in here from time to time. He goes by the name of Jimmy the Vet, but because I try to be respectful, I call him Mr. Mims. Okay? And Mr. Mims, he was saying some appalling things. Some appalling things. And man, the world has changed. Sort of. He said if he was with a girl and she was telling him to stop, he wasn't going to stop unless she thought he was going to tell on him. And then he said it's the way she say stop. Like if she say stop, or if she say stop. Was that you could tell the difference between the two? That was good. Okay. But stop, it's supposed to just mean stop. Stop is supposed to just mean stop. And it is, I think it is that mindset that is still being passed down. That mindset is still being passed down. Now, I don't necessarily say that was R. Kelly's mindset, but you know that there are groups of people right now quite upset that R. Kelly was convicted. There was a group of people outside the courthouse playing R. Kelly music in protest. What is there to protest on this one? Now, I'm just curious. Just look, I didn't think it was much to protest on the Bill Cosby one, right? But I could at least understand the people who were saying it happened so long ago that the statute of limitations should be up, and they're still going after this man, and so on and so forth. I could understand, not agree with, but I could understand the people who were making that argument. Somebody help me with the argument in favor of R. Kelly. What's the argument in favor of R. Kelly? I know y'all out there. What's the argument in favor of R. Kelly? The people testified. Y'all know I hate to make like definitive statements like I'm about to make, but every once in a while I feel like it's okay because just everything bears it out. R. Kelly did that. R. Kelly was doing this stuff. And yeah, you got one or two of them that got in there that I think, he didn't maybe. Well, I'm sure he did some nasty stuff with them, but they were volunteering because he was R. Kelly. Some grown women moving there, flying there, living there. And he, then once they figured out they wasn't getting the attention that they thought they was going to get or whatever, they decided, I'm out. And he said, all right, peace. So, okay. But we're not talking about them. We're talking about all these underage girls that he was doing all of these horrible things with. And there are people out there right now mad and defending R. Kelly. I don't even understand it. What's the R. Kelly defense? Even R. Kelly's defense didn't defend R. Kelly per se. They just brought up people to say, well, I didn't see that. I never saw him do it. That was the case his defense basically put on. I didn't see him do it. Jim, I didn't see him do it. Todd, I didn't see him do it. Fred, I didn't see him do it. Your Honor, we rest our case. You know what I'm saying? That was a horrible defense. It was a horrible, horrible defense. But you'll see people defending him. So if anybody can tell me what the defense is for R. Kelly, I think R. Kelly's done. I think he's done. But I did see a story about I can't remember if it's a state rep in he's out of Chicago, but he's a state rep who was basically saying, look, when this is all over, R. Kelly, come on back home. We will welcome you with loving arms. What?
I want to know why ain't no charges being brought up on any school like all the stuff that we done found out just because somebody was brave enough to come forward and say I was victimized by R. Kelly. What? Like, I'm still thinking about all the high school girls that got picked up on the regular from his old high school. Why ain't none of them administrators being charged with endangering children? Like, what? Like, it's so many people who need charges other than this man. I don't even care about R. Kelly anymore. He got what he deserved. How about everybody else who was involved? It's way more people who need to be charged with something.
Well, look like a lot of them cut deals. Nothing gonna happen to him. They wanted to get R. Kelly, so they let a lot of them cut deals.
And that is the only part of this that I will give somebody. Yeah, they wanted to target R. Kelly because he was a big name black man. I'll give you that. But it don't make what he did any less foul.
All right, let me get this break in here. Freddie, Ozzy, and you, if you call 749-1230, 513 is the area code, 749-1230. It's the afternoon experience. I'm Emanuel Livingston. I'll be right back.
101.5 The Buzz and G Square.
All right, let's see. Hold on. Over here, Maria Smith, Purple Rain, Tony Rebels, what's up? Good afternoon. Candy D, Erica Hummins, James Brooks, Kenny Smith. Kenny, are you and Maria related? Preston Smith. Oh, all the Smiths on here. Some of my people are Smiths. I'm not against it. Miss Lucky Charm. Those are people on the YouTube page. Samuel, I missed some of y'all. Samuel Campbell, Brent Beard, Quintano Randall, Davis Denise, Linda Evans, Tria Games, Lady K, Myosha Thomas. Congratulations, by the way. That's if you went through with it. Did you go through with it? Or did you leave him at the altar? I never got an update. Like, I'm married. Your name didn't change on your page or nothing. Brian Buchanan. But she called, she texted in and told us she was getting married. And then we didn't get an update like, I'm married or nothing. She might have got to the altar and been like, you know what, damn this. I like you, but I don't like you like that. So you never know. Jeannie Mulholland, Lady K, Nat Turner, Raz Freeman, Rick Thomas, McConnell Sharon M, Kamikia Alexander. Am I saying your name right? I don't like to butcher people's names unintentionally. I butcher it intentionally, but I don't like to do it unintentionally. Renee Dunn Blackwell, Vernon Brooks, Gregory Hall, Shahira Shine, Keisha Baxter. Good afternoon to everyone. Carla Van Zant as well over there on the YouTube page. What about on the Twitch? On Twitch. Nobody's saying anything on Twitch. All right, good afternoon. But yeah, no, I just, there are people who are still defending. Oh, okay. I did not leave him at the altar, but I didn't get married because the person who was going to marry us was sick. Gonna try again in a couple of weeks. He ain't getting away. All right. See, y'all could have called me. I'd have did the ceremony. I would have did the ceremony.
Bad boy. And we won't stop.
22 minutes after. 101.5 The Buzz of Cincinnati. We're your talk station. It's the afternoon experience. My name is Emanuel Livingston. I am with you until 3 o'clock this afternoon. 3 o'clock this afternoon. 749-1230. Okay, let me go to the phone. I got a few more stories that I want to put out there, but I want to hear from the people, from the peepers. I want to hear from you. 749-1230. All right, let's see what we got. Freddie, you're on the buzz.
Hey, my brother, keep your eyes on Jerusalem. And somebody asked you what was happening. You said it wasn't too much going on. Everything is going on.
Well,
brother.
hold on a second, Freddie. Thank you, and you keep your eyes on Newport, sir.
No, man, you know how to read. Just write this J-U-D-E, read it. It's only 2 pages in the Holy Scripture, right before they go over into the book of Revelation, okay? And, Kelly, I can't say anything about him, man. You can't judge him. I mean, he's some, I don't know, who in the hell is you? You're not God.
You don't have to be God to. No, no.
All day about R. Kelly.
You do not have to be God to look at somebody who's sexually assaulting teenagers and say that they're wrong. You don't have to be God to do that.
Emmanuel, it's wrong, man. That's part of that beastly system, man. And he has to repent for that stuff, man. I don't know if he ever will, but that's what he's supposed to do. It ain't got nothing to do with you or I, man. It's not really. And then also, Sister Dorothy.
Wait a minute, hold on. Before you just move past that, it does have something to do with me anyway, because I have a daughter, I have a granddaughter, I have sisters, I have cousins, all of that kind of stuff, and so protecting young women has something to do with me, and it should have something to do with you.
Yeah, they could have been vulnerable, but for a fact, man, there's a whole lot of them folks that's a part of what was going on with him they became a part of that because they was looking for something. You know what I mean? And
But
that's
what
just
difference
the way
does
it
that make? Hold on, let me
It
ask you
makes
this.
a big
Wait. Let me ask you this. All right. So say you, Freddie, go to somebody looking for something, whatever the something may be. You're looking for money. You're looking for validation. Does that give them a right to abuse you because you
Hell
wanted
no.
something? Right. So what
No,
difference
hell
does it
no,
make
it don't.
why they connected with him?
But
He
you can't
abused
change
them.
it. Hopefully you can pass that on to your children and the next generation. But these are the times that we living in, man. These are crucial times, man. And Sister Dorothy said, what about the priests and the Catholic Church? That's a part of that beastly system, and they've been doing it forever and a day. And how many of them have went to jail? Not very many. Well, R. Kelly, he's going to go to jail for a long time. And hopefully when he's in jail, he can repent and change his life. You can always change, man. That don't, you're not. God will forgive you, so who in the hell am I to say that, you can't be forgiven of your sins? Man, that's crazy as hell.
Being forgiven and
Never
not
said I
being
couldn't-
held
he couldn't be
accountable are two
forgiven.
different things.
Beg your pardon?
I said not forgiving somebody for something and holding them accountable for something are two different things.
Okay, well now, you holding him accountable, then where you gonna go from there? You got to move forward. You can't just keep talking about that same stuff about what he did because, hey, that didn't happen. Now he's going to jail, and hopefully when he get in jail, he'll repent and change his life. That's what it's all about. That's what I'm saying.
Well,
And one
here,
other
hold on.
thing-
Let me say this, Freddie. I
Yeah.
can assure you that when he gets in jail, there's a good chance that he won't be in there sexually abusing 14-year-old girls.
Then-
So
there you go with that.
it'll be easy for him to say, or for you to say, he changed his life. He ain't abused
But
a
no,
14-year-old
you
girl
be-
since he been in jail.
Now you being the judge and the executioner, man. You can't. That's not your call, man. That's
What's
what
not
you,
my
that's
call?
Exactly what you're doing.
Oh my
Because
goodness.
people do change and they repent, and it's not for you or I to say, man. But you're gonna keep on saying what you're gonna say, and that's okay. You can't judge
That is
nobody,
terrible.
and I can't either, man. It's
That's
always
not true.
up to the Creator.
That is not true. We both have an obligation to
Oh, there you
judge.
go. An obligation of what? You got an obligation to become holy and become a child of God and start practicing some of the things that He tells you to do each and every day on this planet Earth and teach you how to live. That's what your obligation is.
Oh, my
One
God.
other thing before I go, man, I laughed about that because you and Glenn, he's up in D.C. and what was it, the lobbyists? Hey, man, you don't know exactly what I said when I said about the lobbyists in Washington, D.C., Emanuel. That's all that's up there. People that represent special interests and don't give a damn about you or I, man. Those are the people that's up there. They ain't representing the people, man. They just represent big business and these corporations. That's what I was trying to convey to you guys, but you thought that was kind of comical. And you're allowed to do that, man, because you just ain't got there yet. That's exactly what they're doing up there. And this is a beastly system, and you do and listen to what you want to listen to and live right. Why the hell? I'm living right. You think I give a damn about R. Kelly other than I'm going to pray for him and hopefully that he changes his life around?
Well, you
That's
clearly
what I'm gonna
don't.
do.
You clearly don't give a damn about R. Kelly, and it seemed like you don't really give a damn about
Well, that's
young
for you to
girls
say.
being victimized either.
But to see you set it up as you go, and you're allowed to do that, man. But hey, the Bible says what? It's just
I don't know what
one
it
other
says.
thing. Listen to what it says. It says repentance, and if you repent, there's nobody else can say anything, man. People do people
Oh, my
change? They live a certain way, and at some point in time, they change their lives around and start living right,
All right.
according to the Holy Scripture.
All right, Freddie.
JUDE. Make sure you check that out. JUDE, man. It's in there, and it's only 2 pages. God bless. Have a nice day, and I'll talk to you later.
All right, Freddie. 513-749-1230. That's the number to get on board.
I just want to say I have so much love and respect for all the older women in my life because y'all went through some stuff. Because if these are the old men that y'all grew up with and had to deal with in y'all's 20s and just like being out there in these streets trying to date and see who's who and what's what, I have so much more respect for the older women in my life.
Let me get a break in here. Ozzy, you're up next. It's the Afternoon Experience. I'm Emanuel Livingston. I'll be right back.
Here's what you need to know with Sybil Wilkes.
Jay says, what? You have no right to judge me. That's up to God, not you. That's not true. That's not true. I don't know where y'all get that from. That's just not true. Well, depending on your definition of judge. See, my definition of judge is I can look at your actions and I can say, you're sexually molesting 14-year-olds. You're a bad person. Only God can say that. No, you're sexually molesting 14-year-olds. I have a responsibility to not look at that and say, well, he's sexually molesting 14-year-olds, but who am I to say that that's wrong? I mean, I'm just some guy. God would have to be the one to say that that was wrong. It's not my job. No, that's my job. That's my job. All of this can't nobody judge stuff sounds ridiculous to me. I don't know what y'all be thinking about sometimes. Black Wolf Fish is back on his job. He says, how clueless gonna disrespect Freddie like that? Raven has to deal with Molly popping thugs in her generation. Okay. Shahira says, if we couldn't judge, how would the judicial system work? I don't understand. And yes, R. Kelly will easily be able to say at some point, I've changed my life. But, well, yeah, when you don't have access to what it was that you used to do, it's easy to say you changed. Now, it's not for me to say whether or not his heart has changed. I won't know that. But yeah, y'all, we supposed to judge. You're just supposed to be fair in your judgment. That's what I get from the Bible. Everybody be talking about judge not, but they don't really finish that part. And I don't remember it verbatim, but it's like, basically, don't judge if you don't want to be judged. Because if you judge, the same standard that you use to judge is going to be used against you when you being judged. So, yeah, you're supposed to judge. You're just supposed to be fair. Here's what I'll tell you about me. If you find out, which you won't, but if you find out I was sexually molesting 14-year-olds, judge me by the same judgment that I'm using against R. Kelly. I'm comfortable with that. See, that's the way you're supposed to do it. Like, just be comfortable. No people gonna judge you using the same standard that you using to judge other people. I can live with that.
So I'm apartment hunting and having this debate with a landlord.
Like I said, no pets. Just can't rent you the unit.
Yeah, he's a dog, but sir, he's not a pet.
He's four-legged, hairy, he's on a leash, that's a pet.
No, Henry is an assistance animal. Look.
Glenn said, you ever wonder if God is up in heaven saying, keep my name out your mouth?
You can call your canine friend anything you want. Those are the
Black Wolf-ish says, judge not, lest ye be judged. Finish it. What does the rest of it say? Black Wolf-fish. What does the rest of it say?
And now we're so happy in our new apartment.
If you think you've been discriminated against because of your disability, race, color, religion, national origin...
Jackie Jones says, priests molested the young boys. They moved the priest to another city. Right. Was that wrong? Was that wrong? Or is it, Jackie Jones, you're saying that to say, what, they should have just moved R. Kelly? No, it was wrong when they did that for the priest. I don't want them to do that for nobody. station. It's the afternoon experience. My name is Emanuel Livingston. I am with you until 3 o'clock. 3 o'clock this afternoon, 749-1230. That's the number to get on board. 513 is the area code. Talking just a little bit about R. Kelly. A little bit about R. Kelly and a little bit about what was it, Dez Bryant and his criticism of Colin Kaepernick. Dez Bryant criticized Colin Kaepernick a little bit. Again, I don't know a whole lot about Dez Bryant. I know he was a major star at one point. And when Colin Kaepernick was blackballed, he could have stood with him. I don't remember him doing that. But you can share your thoughts on it if you'd like to. And of course, R. Kelly, Robert Sylvester Kelly. They like saying his full name in the news. They always say it. Robert Sylvester Kelly was found guilty on, I think, 9 counts, some racketeering stuff and some other stuff. He did some bad stuff to some young girls. That's underselling it. That's underselling it. He did some very bad things to some very young girls. He gets sentenced, I think, May 4th. And there are people still defending him. Still defending him. Now, look, I take some heat. I take some heat because I was pretty sure he had did some of that stuff, but it wasn't out there. Like everybody wasn't talking about it. And so I was still listening to his songs, still playing the music, still going to the concerts, the whole night. Like I was doing all of that stuff. I really shouldn't have. I really shouldn't have been. Why do it take something to nudge us in the right direction on this stuff? I don't know why. All right, let me go back to the phone. Ozzy, you're on the buzz.
What's up, Emmanuel?
How you doing, sir?
I'm doing, man. I got these couple of phone calls, man. Just I had to call in because we had a caller that said it is not based upon a woman's intellect or her ability to understand, but the size of her thighs. Her weight is what's the determining factor of whether it's okay to be with this woman or this young lady or this child. And the last caller said, don't judge anybody. Well, the Bible tells me I can judge the spirit by the spirit, my spirit. And what R. Kelly did was pure evil. In the moments and the hours where he was committing these crimes, it was evil. And my spirit judges his spirit and the spirit of those that were around him. It was evil and demonic. Now, I haven't been perfect all my life. Like I said, I tried to mimic some of the gangsters and pimps that I grew up with, but I was in my early 20s. I apologize to the situation that I found myself in, but it wasn't to the point where a woman, I loved women. When I went in the Army at 17, I got around older women, and I loved older women. To this day, I love older women. Now, old women, don't get me wrong. That'd be sort of nasty and creepy, too. But I just think that it's a shame that black men will justify what they used to do, because I don't think they're doing too much now. But it's time to come to a point in life where you regret some things that you did, not brag on them.
Yeah.
You apologize for the things that you once do, not try to tell people it was right, because it was wrong. And we got to live by not the standards of the 40s and 50s, 60s and 70s, but we're living in 2021, and there are standards that women have brought us to.
Honestly,
Thank God
I
for that.
have to admit, I'm glad to hear you say this, because if I recall, you were kind of defending Bill Cosby, but you
No, I didn't defend Bill Cosby. I was saying that there was a point where if she said no, then I might carry it a little bit further.
Okay.
Okay? And that was when I was in my 20s. But I have come to the understanding as a grown a man that when a woman says no, you can go to prison for continuing to force your will upon her. It wasn't so in the 60s and 70s. You would go to jail if you separated her legs, excuse me for being so explicit, and put yourself in her, and she continued to say no.
Hmm.
Today, she says no, and you can go to jail because she said no one time.
Or
Therefore,
or how about just listening to her? Forget about whether you're gonna go to jail or not. If she don't want to be with you, just don't force her to be with you. Jail or no jail. If she don't want to be with you, just stop.
I tell you what, men today will still be physically abusing women if it wasn't for the fact that you know you're going to jail. Jail is a great deterrent. All right? Going before a judge, and that judge says that's not your woman, that's my woman, and therefore I'm prosecuting you to the fullest extent of the law. Man, we've got to, in my opinion, I did my little bit of time in jails. I learned my lesson once again in my 20s. It wasn't for nothing that is so hideous as rape, but I did my time. I learned my lesson. I changed my ways. I judged myself for who I was, and I found myself guilty. Today, because I had an addiction, I changed my ways. As y'all were talking about yesterday, was celibacy, and what's the other one?
Abstinence.
Abstinence.
Yeah.
I've been living that lifestyle for over a decade.
Oh.
I don't want to disrespect. Let me disrespect myself before I disrespect another human being. And therefore, I can't say that I've treated people the way I wanted to be treated.
Well,
And I hope
congratulations.
that's what I got to.
Yeah, congratulations on 10 years of abstinence.
Thank you. And I'm getting married, though, as soon as I find my wife.
Okay.
Right. But I just, the seriousness of this is that in 2021, you don't be with a 14-year-old. You don't tell her, when a woman tells you no, you got to get up and go down the street and try to find somebody that'll say yes. Maybe you just need to go home and watch some television. All right? Because there's other ways and other things you can do besides force yourself upon a woman.
Yeah. All right.
Do it. Thank you, Emmanuel.
Ozzy, I appreciate the call.
Okay.
749-1230. That's the number to get on board. Okay, let me get a break in here. It's the afternoon experience. I'm Emanuel Livingston. I'll be right back.
101.5 The Buzz and Walker Funeral Home presents.
I don't know what happens. I don't know what happens. Yes, Ozzy might still be taking it, or might take it, because I can't say he ever took it. But he might take it if it wasn't for jail. What about just respecting the other person? No, I don't want to do it. Okay, I respect that. And stop. What about that? Well, I guess I better stop, because if I don't, I'm going to jail. And was it Jay? Hold on, let me see if it didn't go away. Yeah, I don't know if I don't get to him right away. He said you was feeling sorry for R. Kelly yesterday and you dogging him out today. I still feel I still feel bad for R. Kelly that he was molested as a child. I don't like I can feel bad for R. Kelly having been molested as a child and still say, well, what he did was wrong and he should be held accountable and his punishment should be severe. You can do both. I wish that man would have never been sexually molested as a child. How is that a difficult thing to like? Oh, if you think he should be held accountable, you can't feel sorry for him for what happened to him as a child. Or if you feel sorry for what happened to him as a child, you're not allowed to think that he should be held accountable. You can do both. Annette says, what are your male callers on today? Annette, I don't know why some of my older male callers, and some of the older female callers too, they just ain't called in today yet. They might not. Things was apparently very different. Very different. And they can't get out of that mindset. Well, I say they were very different, but I don't know that they've changed all that much. Again, we saw R. Kelly doing this. I'm included in that. We saw R. Kelly doing this. We knew he was doing this stuff. Yes, I did. I did. We watched R. Kelly do this, and we still supported him, knowing or at least believing that that's what he was doing. Gregory says, so if he was targeted, does that make it someone else's fault? I don't understand the question.
Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ed.
On here. 101.5 FM, The Buzz of Cincinnati.
13 minutes to the top of the hour. 101.5 The Buzz of Cincinnati. We're your talk station. It's the afternoon experience. I'm Emanuel Livingston. I am with you until 3 o'clock this afternoon. 513-749-1230. That's the number to get on board. All right, let me get Sister Bridge and Lawrence in. And I got a few more stories for you. Sister Bridge, you're on the bus.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Emanuel, yes. I wanted to ask you a question. If you went if you were a new patient and you went to a doctor's office,
all right,
and you walked into the doctor's office.
Hold on, can you speak up just a little bit for me? You sound really low for some reason.
Oh, okay. Well, let me pull over too. I should be pulling over. I should definitely pull over. 'Cause I'm driving.
Yeah, are you on like a speakerphone?
Yes. Is that not good?
That is not good.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
That's all right.
Is that better?
I don't know. Let's see.
Is that better?
Maybe a little bit.
Let me turn it
Oh my goodness. Oh boy. It always happens. I don't know why it always happens. What is so hard about taking your phone off the speaker? I don't know why it always happens. Sister Bridge, call back. Don't be on the speaker this time so that don't happen again. All right. Lawrence, you're on the buzz.
Well, Emmanuel, all I can say is,
oh my goodness,
listening to Jimmy.
Lawrence.
Yeah.
Are you on a speaker?
No, I was just in my bathroom, bro.
Oh my God.
You know, and the echo in the bathroom. You hear me better? I'm out the bathroom now. You hear me better, don't you?
All right. Did you wash your hands? I'm just curious.
Oh, you hear me better, don't you? I'm out the bathroom.
All right. Did you wash your hands?
No, I was brushing my teeth, bro. But I still wash my hands after I brush my teeth.
All right.
Amen.
Go ahead, Lauren.
Here's I was listening to Jimmy, and I was listening to Ozzy. Them brothers, I know they older than me, so I'm not gonna go hard on them. I understood what Jimmy was saying.
Oh, Lord.
Because I grew up around older brothers. That's who raised me. The streets and the older brothers raised me. And what you was telling Jimmy, it went over his head, because even back in the day.
I didn't talk to Jimmy.
Well, Lincoln did,
No.
and you didn't, but you commented on Mr. Mims. But basically, what Jimmy was saying, you heard what he was saying. It was way out there. See, Jimmy is gone. Jimmy a little gone, and I don't criticize the brother because he done lived his life. And what he's trying to say, if you don't really parse what he's saying, you'll walk away thinking this dude is crazy. No, Jimmy was telling the truth. Back in the day, we looked at sex far different than we look at sex now. That's why we have so much teen pregnancy. Back in the day, when a woman said no, she meant no. And see, that's where Jimmy kind of being dishonest. Because if you mess with somebody's sister or relative, you had a whole bunch of brothers that you didn't want to meet. So when a woman said no, it meant no, and that's the way it used to be growing up. Okay. Now, in this R. Kelly instance, in this new age, when a woman say no, it don't mean no. See, that's crap. You see, that's what I'm saying. How can you really fault R. Kelly and his lifestyle, and then in the same breath embrace the gay agenda that's coming out of Hollywood? And I will explain it to you so you can't go off. Here is the point that I'm trying to make.
All right, come on, get to it.
Yeah, back in the day, we had gays in our community, but their business was their business. They didn't flaunt what they do or how they live in front of you. Everybody stayed in their own lane. Now, you flip the script. Nobody's in their own lane. Nobody's standing in their own lane.
Well, hold on. What does this have to do with R. Kelly getting underage girls, locking them up, forcing them to do things? What does that have to do with that?
I'll tell you what it has to do.
Please.
Not only do R. Kelly should be thrown under the bus and run over repeatedly, but 85, close to 90% of these young women, their relatives need to be thrown under the bus and run over too. Because you going to sit up and tell me you don't know what your teenage 13, 14, 15-year-old daughter is doing? You going to look me in the face and tell me you didn't know this dude was a pervert? No, and now you gonna hate on him? I say throw all y'all under the bus.
Wait, but hold on. But Lawrence, you started out saying you can't blame R. Kelly.
You cannot blame him per se as being a victim of the environment in which he grew up in. That victimization goes both ways. Yeah, he's a victim, but yet instead he grew up and he victimized other people. So he's wrong to victimize other people because he is wrong. Yeah, he's dead wrong. He's dead wrong. But here's the point. The environment that he grew up in fostered that type of deviant behavior. There
might be some truth to that.
And just look at us as black people.
Oh.
We didn't accept that 30, 40 years ago, Emanuel. We didn't accept this type of behavior from our entertainers that we accept from R. Kelly. And R. Kelly ain't the only one. Look at Jada and Will Smith. Well, monogamy is not going to be what we do.
Yeah, I definitely wanted to talk about that today a little bit.
Oh, man. And you talk about this sick, perverted lifestyle in Hollywood. We didn't succumb to that. And then you flip the script. There's an evil in the world, Emanuel. Evil. And people don't want to accept the fact. Either you going to be hot or you going to be cold. What do the good book say? Either you be hot or cold. I spew you out of my mouth. We as adults and we as individuals, we done got selfish. We want to halfway be good, halfway be evil. No, you either be good or you be evil, and that's the dilemma that we find ourselves in. That's why a lot of people defend R. Kelly. They don't see nothing wrong with what he did, and they sick too. They sick individuals. If you don't see what the dude did was wrong, if you don't see,
but you started off defending R. Kelly just in this call.
No, I defended him from the basis of right is right and wrong is wrong. That's where I'm coming from. You can't call this brother out if you ain't gonna call all the other people out.
That's not true. You can call him out, even if you don't call all the other people out.
Hey, look, Emmanuel, if you gonna give me justice, you got to give justice for everybody. You can't give me justice and then don't give everybody else the same kind of justice. Hey, them women and men, them parents are guilty of child endangerment. They're guilty of a lot of other things. And like, what did you just say? A lot of them took paper, took pleas and all that. No, if you're going to let them go like that, then you give R. Kelly a plea bargain. You give him something. Don't throw the book at him and put him under the bus if you ain't throwing a lot of other people under the bus. That's where I'm coming from.
All
What's
right.
good for the goose is good for the gander.
Yeah.
How you going to convict him and not convict the other people, and they going to get rich, get money? Because
All
you know they suing.
Lauren.
Emmanuel, this is just sick, man. It's just sick. It's just
Lauren.
sick. Yeah, bro.
I appreciate your call, sir.
All right, man. Appreciate you.
All right. That's Lawrence. Little confusing. He had a point here and there. I understood some of what he said. I didn't understand none of the gay stuff. How he tied it in. He didn't tie it in very well. But
He saw opportunity to hate on gay people when he took it.
But let me say this. I know a lot of people keep saying, well, what about those priests? Those priests did this and they didn't do none of them. They just moved them around. And that's terrible. They should have suffered some severe punishment for what they did. They didn't. And it's wrong that they didn't. But we know R. Kelly did what R. Kelly did. So what do we say? Well, since those priests didn't get in trouble, R. Kelly, just keep doing it. You keep doing it. You keep messing up all the little girls that you want to mess up. Mess up their lives from here on out until they do something with the priests. R. Kelly, just keep on molesting people. Is that what we say? Like, really, do that even make sense? Does that make sense that that's what we would say? Yes, it's wrong that there is a double standard. But in this case, get the predators out of the community if we can. Get them all out. Get them all out. Well, they didn't do nothing to the priest, so R. Kelly, you just keep preying on young girls. No. That's terrible. I had time to get Sister Bridge in. Sister Bridge, you're on the bus.
Okay, is this better? No.
Go ahead. You're on.
So the question I was trying to ask you a minute ago. So if you came to a doctor's office and you were a new patient, and the minute you walked in the door, the doctor put out his prescription pad and just started filling out a prescription for you for hypertension, and this is your first time being there, and he hasn't checked your medical history, he doesn't know anything about anything, and you're fairly healthy, and you don't even have any symptoms, what would you think about that doctor? He just wrote your prescription.
I don't know what I would think about him.
Okay, so what I'm saying is, that's sort of what Dr. Fauci and Dr. Rochelle has done, because they just wrote a blank prescription for America, and my thing is, if you don't have any valid reason not to get the vaccine, get the vaccine. Please get the vaccine. But if you have a medical excuse,
oh no, Sister Bridge, just
yes.
Curious. Have you been listening to the show?
No. Was this a day that you didn't want to talk about vaccine? No, I know you're talking about R. Kelly and getting on that. That's despicable. It's despicable. That he definitely needs. It's just despicable. And there's no excuse for that. And on top of that, any underage person that you have sex with, you're a grown man and you have sex with an underage person, it's a crime. It's always been a crime. It's a crime. And
well, it ain't always been a crime. But
well, I won't say it's always been a crime.
Should've.
And then back in the day, in some states, parents used to give consent and stuff like that. So I'm not talking about that or back in biblical times and all of that. But I'm just saying, without those other laws and different laws, different states had different laws.
Yeah.
So I understand that too,
All right.
But I'm just saying that is,
despicable. Yes.
He's wrong.
All
Yes,
right.
He's wrong.
Sister Bridge,
Yes.
I appreciate your call.
But I'll talk to you. I'll call you again.
All
Have
right.
a good day.
All right, you do the same. 749-1230. That's the number to get on board. Let me get this break in. It's the afternoon experience. I'm Emanuel Livingston. I'll be right back.
WDBZ, Cincinnati, and Urban One Station. Minority controlled and operated. And
Over 40 years. Look at it work out in the thing.
Cincinnati-based Western and Southern is offering staffers financial incentives to get vaccinated. The financial services company on Monday said they would $1,000 bonus.
I haven't heard from Mr. V.
But they've received their COVID shots. The company says that more than 3/4 of their workforce.
Yeah, I had no idea where she was going with the doctor and the prescriptions. And I was thinking, how is she going to tie this to R. Kelly molesting young girls? But yeah, come to find out, she wasn't listening to the show. She had no idea. The Buzz of Cincinnati, we're your talk station. It's the afternoon experience. My name is Emanuel Livingston. I am with you until 3 o'clock this afternoon. 3 o'clock this afternoon. Legal experts believe that R. Kelly will never walk free again, which I'm comfortable with. So, let's see what happens. Let me go back to the phone. Vernon.
Hey, what's going on, brother?
Hey, what's going on, Vernon?
All right, hold on. Let me pull over here for a second. All right. Let me say something. You brought up the thing about Des Bryant.
All right.
Okay. So, bottom line is this: I don't recall Des Bryant saying a damn thing when Kaepernick was, protesting and, getting kicked out of the league. I don't recall him saying nothing.
Me either.
I definitely don't recall him donating entire game checks to foundations and all that. And the bottom line is this: sounds like he's hating because he's out of the league right now.
Yeah.
And the bottom line about Kaepernick is this: he made almost $100 million, then sued the league and got paid, and we ain't heard nothing from him since other than charity work. We ain't heard nothing about Des Bryant playing nowhere. So, there's some hating going on there, and he needs to go on ahead and do what, his money must be getting low. So he's trying to, get back on the scene somehow, but he needs to go on somewhere with that. Now, on R. Kelly, I heard Ricky Smiley said it best. Anybody who will defend R. Kelly is the same person who should be okay with white people calling him the N-word and sitting at their restaurant. Because if you're going to say, oh, well, he raped people, but yet he makes good music, well, then you should be able to say, well, you call me the N-word and I'll eat your good chicken. Because that makes no sense.
But I don't actually think either of those, I don't understand the analogy.
I know, you had to be listening to the show.
Okay.
To get it. You know how I am. I get later on in the day, this is nighttime for me, stuff don't come together right.
Okay.
But, but the point that we're saying, well, he was set up and, well, this was done and that. No, this is what he did. And he wrote songs about what he did. If you listen to some of the songs, go back, he was literally writing songs about what people was doing, what he was doing to these girls. And I really want to see, other people charged, like Raven was saying. Where's these school teachers at? Where's these principals at? Where's all these other people? Your daughter just don't get to California or wherever he was at with no money, and you as a parent not know. No, your daughter was with R. Kelly. You know what he was doing.
Hold on. I'll give you this. Some of them knew, right? Some of them knew. I really think some of them was lightweight pimping their children, okay? But I could see some of them not knowing. If you send your child to school, high school, and R. Kelly comes and checks your child out of school, takes her and molests her, and then brings her home, back to school, you might not know that your child was with R. Kelly being molested through part of the school day.
I think you'll know.
How?
Because the neighborhood knew, the teachers knew, the little girlfriends they got knew. They didn't have cell phones and stuff like that. They were like, I heard your daughter's with R. Kelly. Really? Come on in here. Who picked you up today at school? R. Kelly? Oh, is that where you got the new shoes from and all that money and everything?
Correct me if I'm wrong, but in the 90s, did they notify parents when kids were checked out of school? Was that a thing then? Because I know they was real locking kid about it when I was in school.
Not necessarily.
Because that never could have went down when I was in school. Like if it wasn't your parental figure on paper that was checking you in and out, somebody was notified about something.
You say that couldn't have went down, but it was somebody apparently, because it wouldn't have went down that it wasn't a parental figure that was allowed to check you out. Just some celebrity, some local celebrity is allowed to come to the school and check you out. You're dealing with special circumstances.
Yeah, but you're going to know as a parent, and as a father, you're going to be like, no, I don't like that, bro.
You're not even going, there's a good chance that you don't even know that a celebrity came and checked your kid out of school and then brought them back.
But the thing is, somebody knows. An administrator knows. So either way, if it's not a parent, an administrator knows something.
Right, but I'm saying, if they don't tell me, if my daughter go to school tomorrow, which she's not in school, but if my daughter go to school tomorrow, and then comes home when she's supposed to come home. When she come home, I'm going to say, did R. Kelly check you out of school today? No, I'm not going to say that. If nobody says, Mr. Livingston, did you know that your daughter left school? If nobody says that, how am I supposed to know? I'm just supposed to get a vibe?
No.
You know what?
It's just like when those boys kick it with the teacher. How do they find out the kids are talking? And there's no way that your daughter ain't going to wind up in R. Kelly's car and it ain't going to eventually get back to you.
There is
a
way.
That day,
there is a way. There is a way.
Everybody's going to be talking. Everybody's going to be. It's going to get back to you.
No, that's not necessarily true.
Okay, so why? Okay, wait.
Vernon, hold on.
By the teacher. Go ahead.
Oh, Vernon, hold on. See, here's why I'm pushing back. R. Kelly is at fault for what R. Kelly did. Okay?
Right.
And maybe some parents put their child in a position because they were hoping for some greater things for their child. I acknowledge that could have happened. But to ignore the fact that it's possible that somebody could check your kid out of school, bring them back to school, and you never know what happened because nobody tells you. Therefore, it's your fault as a parent that something happened to your. That is just, if you ask me, that's passing the blame. Now, in that case, you blame the person who did it. You blame the school administration who allowed it to happen. And I'm sure you can come up with a few other people. But to blame the parent who did not know, I don't think that's right.
What I'm saying, Emanuel, is if you didn't know right then and there, eventually, because kids talk, you would find out. That's my point.
Oh my God.
To sit back and turn in a total blind eye and say, oh, that can never. You would eventually, the same way when these teachers are messing with these boys in school, how do they get found out? Because the boys be talking, man. You know what she did for me? And the girl went home, girl, you know what R. Kelly did for me? And then, hold on, another thing, and I'll let you go because we're getting up on a break. When she started popping up with new clothes that you know you ain't bought, new shoes, outfits, and all that, who bought that? Ain't you gonna be like, where that come from? Oh, R. Kelly bought it for me, Daddy. That's how I feel about it, man. But thanks anyway.
All right.
All right, now we got to do something about Jimmy, man. We got to do a background check on Jimmy.
No, Jimmy, all right. Jimmy, all right.
Jimmy, all right. Because you keep talking to me. Y'all keep talking. He's going to tell us some more stuff in a minute. All right, man. I'll holler at you later.
All right. I don't know what y'all look. Let me tell y'all this. For all of y'all who thinking there is no way that your teenager can do anything without you finding out. There are things that I did. Both my parents have passed away that they never knew, ever. I did things that they never knew, never had a clue. People can do things, teenagers can do things that their parents will never know. Everything don't get back to your parent. I don't know the world y'all live in.
I don't live in that world.
And maybe I was more slick then than everybody else on the planet.
But that ain't even what I was saying. Like, I get that. Like, I was a teenager. Like, I wasn't a terrible teenager, but there are certain things that Della Joe don't know that I did or did not do. So I get that. I'm just saying, if it's not the parent who dropped the ball, these administrators who somebody knew. These administrators, they had to know. You don't just not notice when one of your kids don't show up for class and you ask where they at, and one of their friends in the classroom say, "Oh, Tanisha got picked up by Robert earlier." Like he said, kids don't know how to keep secrets. So at least not from each other.
That's not necessarily true.
But you would know. But I would say as the administrator who cares about the children in your care, you notice when one of your students don't show up.
Hold on a second. Everybody who's texting, you can't be signed out of school without a parent's permission. Y'all really missing the point here. That's what makes it so egregious. I've read stories, reports of R. Kelly being able to do exactly what you're saying no one is allowed to do. That's what makes it egregious. No one is supposed to be able to check a child out of school without a parent's permission. But because R. Kelly was R. Kelly,
and he was enabled by administrators,
he was allowed to do that which he is not supposed to be allowed to do, and nobody said anything about it. So stop saying you can't check a child out of school without permission. Yes, he could, because he was R. Kelly. And again, that's what makes it so egregious. How do y'all not get this? School administration can be manipulated. There are starstruck administrators and people who will take bribes or whatever the case may be. Yes, look it up. There are reports that R. Kelly would check kids out of school. He wasn't a parent. He wasn't a guardian, and he didn't have permission. The school would allow it against the rules. Now, am I here to say with 100% certainty that it happened? No, but I believe the reports. But that's just me believing it. But if you're listening to this and you're like, no, that's impossible because no one can check a child out of school without their parents' permission, you're missing the whole point. The man had juice.
But that's what I'm saying, though. Like, it was known. Like, people who were living in Chicago at the time knew that that's what he did. They remember him. They remember seeing him ride around in his Jeep around his neighborhood, his old neighborhood, with teenage girls in his Jeep. Like, they remember seeing that stuff. It was known that he was, like, he just pull up whenever he felt like it. He would pull up to the high school, check out some girls, and be on his way. Everybody in the neighborhood knew that.
All right, let me get a break in here. 749-1230. That's the number to get on board. It's the Afternoon Experience. I'm Emanuel Livingston. I'll be right back.
101.5 The Buzz and Walker Funeral Home presents the Black Business Spotlight.
And there are a few people on here saying, no, he didn't. He met him at McDonald's. He didn't get him from the school. Read the reports. Like, just because you... Oh, my goodness. What? Okay. Bridget says, if this was happening, then the school should be held accountable. Correct. Yes, he was meeting kids at McDonald's. You know he can meet kids at McDonald's and check kids out of school. You know he could do both. Like, really, y'all brains can't comprehend that he could do wrong in multiple ways. Really? Tony Huey says, not even Michael Jackson was able to do that. Well, allegedly Michael Jackson would not have wanted to do that because the people was bringing him kids. Just, oh, you want to spend the night at Michael Jackson's house? And yes, Andrea, he didn't just meet them at school or McDonald's. He would see them at his concerts. At that point, the parents were taking their daughters to him, thinking they might get a record deal. So in those cases, yeah, I would put a little bit of the blame on the parent. Someone says, as a person who's been raped and molested as a kid, I feel R. Kelly should definitely go to jail. Black Wolf Fish says, you continue to patronize R. Kelly even after the tape. Hypocrite. Okay. I admitted that I was wrong. I don't be understanding. Y'all be putting out like the hate energy about stuff that I've already said. Like, ooh, got him. I got him on this one. Earlier in the show, I said we, and I am including myself in that, enabled this man by continuing to listen to his music and go to his concerts and all of that stuff by continuing to support him. So I'm sorry, Black Wolf Fish, I beat you to the punch. What I'm going to say, I ain't no hypocrite. I was hypocritical. I was wrong. For all of y'all people who say, you never admit you wrong. I was wrong. I was wrong for doing that. I feel that that's wrong. Now, some of y'all, like Lewis says, I will continue to listen to his music. You're not a hypocrite for listening. I don't know if you're a hypocrite for listening. The way that I see it, for me. Again, this ain't for you. This is for me. I'm not going to support. I'm still looking for a new theme song because somebody pointed out R. Kelly is on that theme song. So I'm still determining what the new theme song gonna be, and I'll have one real soon. If I am putting money in his pocket, then I'm part of the problem. Now I'm not putting money in his pocket by playing that song, but he's on it. And so, yeah, it need to be out of here. They do, Tria. Now Black Wolf says, thank you for your admission, King of Hate. he mad. I don't know why, but he is mad as hell. Huh? Alicia says you can disassociate the art from the artist. He was a hell of a producer and was on or wrote on many other artists' songs. And you can, again, that's why I said for me, Alicia. I'm not saying for you. For me, when you listen to that music, if I'm streaming it, that's different. If you purchase the CD, every time you play it, he don't get no money. But if you streaming it, every time you listen to it, he gets some money. If he wrote it, if he produced it, he gonna get some money. I don't want to put no more money in his pocket or on his books. Minutes after 101.5, the Buzz of Cincinnati. We're your talk station. It's the afternoon experience. I'm Emanuel Livingston. I'm with you until 3 o'clock, 7 649-1230 is the number to get on board. Talking a little bit about R. Kelly was found guilty. He still faces charges. So, that's going to happen. I think he's done. Let's see. Sorry about that. Picked up the wrong line. Elia.
Good afternoon, Emanuel and Raven.
Good afternoon.
How are you all doing?
Fantastic.
Good. In terms of R. Kelly, my prayers are certainly with him, and that in the time that he will be forced to sit aside and reevaluate, it'll be a good time for him to awaken. All the conditions are such that he has to see how he's lived his life and what it's really been made of. And, the reason I have a lot of compassion is because, how they said, by the skin of my skin, I escaped the attraction of the entertainment world. And considering my rise in it and rising to a point where mothers would tell you very casually, you can have me and my daughter too.
Hold on, wait a second, Elia. I'm having a problem understanding what you're saying. You sound, I don't know if you're muffled or something. I'm having a slightly difficult time understanding the words that are coming out of your mouth.
Okay. Do you understand anything I'm saying right now?
How close is your mouth to the phone?
You want it closer?
No, I want it probably a little further away.
How is this?
We'll see. Go ahead.
Okay. And like I said, having escaped the negative attraction of the entertainment life here in America, you have no idea unless you're involved in the entertainment world and you rise to a significant level. Well, you see all the things come out that you think don't even, or not even, you can't imagine. Like no 13 or 14-year-old boy, would ever think of being with a grown woman or even have that imagination. But into my life, because I was an entertainer and became popular as a young fella, grown women came into my life to show me the way and show me the ropes and confess. So it's a lot of things that can happen, Emanuel, so that I can't have nothing but compassion and pray that the brother now awakens, because he'll have the time to reflect, and I believe that's the mercy of the Creator, to give him that time and his mercy in that way so that he can find himself. And based on that, I can't say that he's going to do a whole lot of time under a system that inspired his psychology and his thinking and his morals and all the decrepit things that the society we live in, nationally and otherwise, he did. So, that's the word of support that I want to give to the brother. Like, find yourself, because you can do it. And,
what word of support do you want to give to all of those victims?
He's a victim as well. So what I was saying to him is
hold on, wait, Elia.
Okay,
all right, Eli, you already gave him a word of support and all of that stuff. What word of support do you want to give to those victims?
To those victims, be aware of how your mental vanity, your distractions and misunderstandings led you by way of that into circles and situations where your parents had taught you probably to say no and yes according to situations.
So you're blaming the victims. You have sympathy for him and blame for the victim.
At all.
Yeah, you did.
You haven't heard me blame anybody.
Yes, you did. You said be aware of how. You said be aware of how. What was it? Your desire for something allowed you to be in this situation.
Let me briefly explain. How did they get there to R. Kelly?
Don't know.
Because you have to. Please.
Don't know for all of them.
Okay, so my point being is the way they got there is what triggered their imagination about what they could be in that environment. And so, like Jimmy said earlier, whereas they could have said no flat out and just be done with it, they wanted to give a little rope to it and see what the adventure would be about just a little bit.
All right.
And so you have victims on both sides.
All right.
And that's why I said that my compassion is for him and the people that were hurt because of their.
Well, you didn't actually say that until now, but I appreciate you saying
I'm glad
that.
I said it because I like to be complete.
All right. Well, I appreciate your completeness.
Hallelujah.
All right. 749-1230. That's the number to get on board. It's the number to get on board. Teresa, you're on the buzz.
Hi. So I wanted to make a comment about this R. Kelly thing.
Right.
R. Kelly needs to be in jail the rest of his life. That's, for the things that he did. He needs to be in jail the rest of his life. God is a forgiving God. He needs to repent and receive God and wait for the next life because he needs to go to jail for the rest of his life for what he did. And I'm not understanding these men calling in saying I'm having compassion. What if it was your daughter or you're having compassion for a grown man? Some of these were kids. What is wrong with these men? Mr. Means, what kind of world do we live in? Having compassion for a grown man, peeing on the things that he did. He needs to spend the rest of his life in jail and reflect and repent and wait for the next life. My thought is, if a young lady comes onto a man, a young girl, and you're grown, she can be butt naked. You need to have enough sense to get away from her, leave her alone. You're a grown man. She's a child. What is wrong with men? Oh, my God. They need to think about their loved ones, their little nieces or nieces, children. Think about that. Stop being so selfish. That's what's wrong with the world.
I have a feeling that some of these men wouldn't care if it were their own daughter.
It's horrible. It's sickening. It make you want to throw up.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you.
All right, Teresa.
Bye.
I appreciate it. 749-1230. How do you hold responsible? How do you hold responsible a 14-year-old messing with a 35-year-old? How do you hold the 14-year-old responsible? Well, she knew what she was doing. She's 14.
No, you forget. She's black and 14. That's the difference, because everybody loses their minds when little white girls get taken advantage of and snatched up and treated any kind of way. Gabby Petito ain't even 14, and the whole country went crazy over her being missing. That's what it is, and we've been talking about this ever since this stuff started coming back up again. It's because these are black girls. Black young girls are always get labeled. She too grown. She too fast. She too out here. But it's a whole bunch of grown men who take advantage of that. I don't care how fast she was being. He a grown man. He know better.
Here's my question to y'all, and please don't call in and answer it, because I'm nervous about what the answer would be. If a 15-year-old girl approached your old A right now and said they wanted you to have your way with them, you think that would be okay? Because she asked for it. That's what I hear y'all saying. Now, that might not be what you mean to say, but that's what I hear y'all saying. Well, she knew what she wanted. She knew what she wanted. She wanted to be a celebrity, so it's her fault. No, it's the adult's fault for taking advantage of the child. Well, 15 ain't no child. At 15, they know that it's still 15, 16, yes, even 17, hell, even 18. Yeah, we got to get this part right. Come on. We got to get this part right. For real, this is the easy part. Like, this is layups. And y'all remind me of R. Kelly. Y'all remind me of R. Kelly. Remember he did the interview, I can't remember the brother's name, with the kind of afro type thing. And the brother asked him, like, R. Kelly, do you like teenage girls? R. Kelly was like, instead of just taking the layup and dunking it, instead of saying, no, I don't like no teenage girls, that would have been the dunk. Windmill. No. Poosh, dunk. R. Kelly's like, well, how old are we talking? What? The answer is no.
And didn't hesitate. Like, that was like, so how old are we talking? Like, that was his natural, instinctual answer.
And if y'all don't hear that something is off base when you are calling in here saying it's these young girls' faults. It's these, I got compassion for R. Kelly because, he was famous, and them young girls know how to shake it, and once they shake it on you, what you gonna do? If you're saying that, or some derivative of that, you got problems. You got problems. And you're probably passing those problems on to your son, or your cousin, or your nephew, or your whatever.
And now you shocked because some girl done claimed that your son did something to her, and it's a whole issue. This is why. This is why. You want to protect your young boys? Teach them not to abuse women. Teach them to treat women correctly. If you want to protect your son from being caught up by some female who you think might take advantage, like, it's very simple. Teach your son to be a gentleman.
It's just, I'm not gonna lie. I don't know why. I be having hope. Excuse my jacked up English. I be having hope. But I be having hope. That y'all gonna be like, you know what? I see the light. R. Kelly was wrong. R. Kelly should not have been doing this. Bill Cosby was wrong. Bill Cosby should not have been raping people. And anybody else who raped somebody, they were wrong. Because they shouldn't be raping people, or they shouldn't be taking advantage of people, or they shouldn't be sexually assaulting or sexually molesting people. I see now that people should respect other people. And every time we had these conversations, y'all don't understand. I really do be believing. I really do be believing. I believe it every time that the cause is going to be of, the right thing. The people going to be right. And y'all keep letting me down. Y'all keep letting me down. And then the women be calling in. Yeah, I said the women be calling in. The women be calling in like men ain't it. And I'll be like, it ain't all men. And then as soon as I say that, some other man call in. Well, R. Kelly, he wouldn't have did it if the girls didn't look so good. What? Where did that come from? No. Well, I got sympathy for R. Kelly. I hate that those girls put him in that position. No. Now look, don't get me wrong. I have a little sympathy for R. Kelly, but on this level, I think our sympathy is on a different level. I wish R. Kelly would have never been molested as a child. That's where it ends. I wish he would have never been molested as a child, but I'm not saying, well, I have sympathy for him because what's you supposed to do when a good-looking 14-year-old try to get you and you're 38? What could he do? He could say, where your mama? I'm telling. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got no business being out here like this. Your mama need to have a talk with you. No, I'm not touching you. No, we can't do nothing. You need some help. But y'all keep letting me down. Brothers, y'all keep letting me down. Some of the brothers. Let me get a break in here. James, Dante, for the love of all that is good and holy, please don't be on here talking about R. Kelly didn't have a choice because of how good them young girls look. Please. Let me get a break in here. It's the Afternoon Experience. I'm Emanuel Livingston. I'll be right back.
101.5 The Buzz, connecting you to information and events happening around the city and around the tri-state. Here's what's buzzing this week.
Hey, this sweetest day just got sweaty.
Davis, Denise, yeah, because I have that. I don't know if I agree with your assessment, but I definitely want to discuss that. Toure. What's his name? How you pronounce his name, Monday? Raven. Millennial. She ain't listening to me even a little bit. Raven? How do you pronounce his name? Toure? The guy who was interviewing R. Kelly. Anthony says, man, I really wish you and Raven would rephrase your attack on people. I, as a father of 3, don't condone that BS. I always feel attacked when y'all keep saying y'all. Why would you feel attacked if you don't fit into that category? Like when the women are calling in here saying men are this, because clearly we know who they talking about. The people they hearing. I don't think they talking about me. Because I know I don't feel like them. Anthony, why do you feel attacked if you don't feel like that? Oh, how much time I got? All right, that's time. All right. I got to make a run. I'll be right back. Enjoy some amazing commercials.
Did you guys know that winter babies are better at music?
Everyone knows that.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, it's pretty obvious.
Yeah.
Obvious. Oh, hey, guys. Did you know that most people think they're using the right car seat for their kid, but they're not?
Huh. I didn't know that.
I'm pretty sure I knew that. I'm pretty sure you didn't.
Parents who really know it all know for sure that their child is in the right car seat at the right age and size. Visit safercar.gov/the-right-seat to make sure your child is protected. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Thanks for asking, but I'd rather not send you nude pictures. I'm camera shy. I already said no. It's against my religion. I'm giving my dog a bath. You can have pictures of that. Pressure gives me hives. Under my clothes, I'm a robot. Hold on, let me ask my mom. Sorry, my webcam is broken. I'm worried they'll get passed around school. Unfortunately, I just had my clothes surgically attached to my body. If they got out, I might never be president. I'm already naked, under my clothes. Not even if you were all 3 Jonas Brothers. I have a rash. I have nudophobia. I have lizard skin. The more you ask, the less I want to. You're not the boss of me. Nudity makes me vomit. I'm a vampire, so I don't show up in pictures anyways. Your badgering has really killed the mood.
When someone is pressuring you to do something you don't want to, how many ways can you say no before they get the message? Let us know at that'snotcool.com. Brought to you by the Ad Council.
Whether you're trying to figure out how to pay off a student loan or how you're going to pay for retirement, the tough economy.
All right, I am back. And unlike Lawrence, I washed my hands. He was brushing his teeth. Stop it. Don't nobody believe that, Lawrence. Carl says, let's ask E-Man to move to another subject. You can ask all you want. I'll move when I get ready. But I appreciate the ask. Twenty minutes to the top of the hour. 101.5, the Buzz of Cincinnati. We're your talk station. It's the afternoon experience. I'm Emanuel Livingston. I'm with you until 3 o'clock. Some people are uncomfortable.
Why?
I don't know. Let's talk about something else. This is uncomfortable. And I'm one of those people who feel like if it's uncomfortable for you, that's probably where we should be. It's probably where we should be. So you can deal with that. Like, okay, let me get James and Dante in here. And then, all right, we'll move on. And just keep thinking it's okay to, have sex with 14-year-olds in the community.
I excommunicate myself from that we.
Let me get James and Dante in. James, you're on the bus.
Hey, how you doing, sir?
I'm doing all right, and you?
Good. Yeah, I want to say that all these women 30 years and older that's giving it away, and you still feel the need that you got to go get somebody under 15 or a teenager, you're a pedophile. And you deserve to be treated like one. I don't have sympathy for him. According to the law, he's getting what he deserved to get because he did a crime.
All right.
That's my take on it.
All right.
You have a good day, sir.
You do the same. All right. That's James. I agree. Dante, you're on the bus.
What's going on, E man? I ain't talked to you in a while.
Hey, what's going on?
Hey, I got a scenario, then I got a couple comments, and I'll let you go.
All right.
All right, my scenario is this. Okay, if you got a 14-year-old boy out here, right?
All right.
Or girl, I'm going to say boy. And his mom or his dad puts him on the corner to sell drugs. He gets caught. Do you blame the parents?
Sure.
Okay. So we have heard that some of these little girls, parents put them in a situation where they knew they were dealing with the pedophile in order, thinking that they were going to gain some type of star status. Correct?
Sure.
Okay. So shouldn't the parents be charged?
No.
Okay. So why? You're putting your child in harm's way of a crime being committed.
Because again,
what's the difference here?
Look. There's a difference between now. When I say that maybe some of these parents are responsible, yes. I don't know that they're criminally responsible.
Why wouldn't you be, Manuel?
Because if my child sing, or let's just use R. Kelly.
No. Come on, you're reaching. Here you go. I know you very well, man. You're about to start reaching. Come on.
Can I get it?
Sure.
If my child sing, and you got R. Kelly over there, who's a hit maker, okay, and my child's dream is to make music, and so I put my child in front of a hit maker, in hopes that my child can live out whatever that dream is.
A hit maker who's a known pedophile.
Am I responsible?
A hit maker who's a known pedophile. Don't just say hit maker, Emmanuel.
Am I responsible?
A hit maker who's a known pedophile, Emmanuel. You're leaving that out. That's a huge part of the story. Huge part of the scenario.
Am I responsible for that pedophile?
Yes.
Being a pedophile?
No. You're not responsible. You're not responsible for him. You're not responsible for him being a pedophile. You're responsible for the position you put your child in.
And I probably shouldn't have put my child in that position.
You probably shouldn't have?
But I don't know that that's criminal.
It should be.
All right. Well, you can have that opinion of it.
Well, second,
it's not.
Second, I really think. He should go to jail, but I think the man needs help. I think the man really needs help.
He can get that help in jail.
I understand that, but my thing is sometimes. I think that's the problem with our system. Sometimes people go to jail who spent life in prison who would be more productive in society if they can get help. I'm not by no means am I saying 1 year, 2 years, however long it takes for him to get help. I think we're throwing him away, and I think he's somebody that can be helped. And I'm not not at all am I blaming these little girls, because a lot of them were put into positions, and I'm sure he took advantage of some of them with his star status and all that. No way can you blame a child for that. But I just think he shouldn't be the only one charged here.
I agree.
I'm talking about bodyguards and everything else should be charged here. Everybody knew it. Nobody said anything.
Now let me say this. I agree with you there, but I have a question for you. When you say he shouldn't be thrown away, what do you mean by that?
I mean, because if he gets life in prison, he's no longer productive, man. R. Kelly is not. I mean, yes, he's done wrong, but R. Kelly is not a waste of human flesh and mind. He's a very intelligent man. I'm sure he can coach. I'm sure he can coach and teach someone else. Of course he can, Emanuel. Come on, man. He did a bad thing. He did a horrible thing.
Well, no, I'm not taking
that away, man. I'm not taking none of that away. I'm not taking nothing away. Like honestly, take away. I know it's hard. I know it's easy to say, but take away the crime. He offers a lot to someone in society, or some people in society, or something to society.
What does he offer?
I mean, the same way you said he was a hit maker. There's a lot of kids, a lot of people, not only kids, there's a lot of people out here starving. Man, I mean, who knows, man? Who knows what the man can do?
So he offers hit music.
I've known a lot of people to go to prison, come out of prison, what's the word I'm looking for? Reformed. Rehabilitated. And became productive members into society.
And so all I'm asking you, you said don't throw him away. So what does that look like to you? If not life in prison, which you're saying is throwing him away, what does it look like to you? What would be appropriate that wouldn't be throwing him away?
I mean, who knows, man? Hey, man, maybe he could become I don't know, just off the top of the head, maybe a music teacher, maybe a music producer, or something that has some. What I'm saying is, if he can be reformed. If he can't be reformed, keep him there until he does. If it takes life, it takes life. But I don't think he should automatically be thrown away and throw the key away.
How would you know? Be done with him. How would you know when he's reformed?
The same way you know when anybody else is reformed. I don't know. I'm not a professional. I don't know. But there's a lot of people out here who've done horrible things and returned to society and became productive members of society. It happens all the time. I'm not saying give him 2 years. I'm not saying give him 2 years and like, okay, slap on the wrist. No.
What are you saying then? That's what I'm trying to get to.
I don't know how long. I don't know how long it may take. I don't know how long. I'm not putting a number on it, but I don't think we should just throw him away. I mean, see if he can be reformed. If not, then let him. Whatever happens, happens.
Can I ask why you feel like he is worth saving?
Because I don't think. In some cases, I don't think anyone should be thrown away. I think the man needs help. I think he has it. So
there's no crime that could be committed that's worth spending life in prison to you.
No, I'm not saying that. That's not what I'm saying.
I mean, those people are being thrown away as well.
I'm saying in his case.
And to your point, if they're in life.
No, some people may look at him as evil, or the scum of the earth. I think the man needs help.
I'm just trying to figure out what you
has
think.
Mental issues.
I'm just trying to figure out what you think our justice system is for, because you're saying that R. Kelly specifically, he deserves all the chances in the world to reform himself and come back to
That's not what I said. No, that's not what I said. You're putting words in my mouth.
Okay, I won't put words in your mouth. Right. You said that you don't feel he should be thrown away for his crimes, for literally destroying the lives of a plethora of young women, of young black women. He don't deserve to be thrown away for that.
No, I don't think so. No, I think he needs help. He clearly has.
But you can't tell us what that help would look like or how long that would take.
No, nobody knows when anybody's reformed. I guess you take a chance.
Dante,
I'm not taking a chance on R. Kelly. I'm sorry.
That's you.
I am a young black woman. I have no reason to take a chance on R. Kelly.
Okay, that's you. And your opinion doesn't rule the world. That's you.
You're right. I didn't say it did.
Dante.
Exactly.
Dante, I appreciate your call, sir. All right. That's Dante.
I don't understand his logic at all. Because I understand the point of I understand the concept of not wanting to throw people away. Don't get me wrong. Like, because I do believe that there are a lot of good black men who if the system works correctly as it should, not as it's supposed to, because we all know how it's supposed to work, but as it should, where it does actually rehabilitate some of these men who don't live a certain type of lifestyle and can be reformed and return to society. I fully believe in that. I'm somebody who deeply cares about recidivism, so don't get me twisted. But he's a, like, we're talking about R. Kelly. We're talking about a guy who spent the last 24 years
Dante lost
destroying
me.
lives.
He lost me at he should be a music teacher. That's where I was lost. He lost me right there. Yeah, he's a pedophile. He sexually assaults young girls who come to him specifically about music and looking for his help with music. And
So put him in the same exact position that he was in when he was doing it.
Yeah, and takes advantage of it. So yeah, let's make him a music
Dante.
teacher.
Just say you love R. Kelly's music and go, please.
I think I kind of get what he was saying, but yeah, no, he should be in jail. He should be in jail. I got to take a break. It's the afternoon experience. I'm Emanuel Livingston. I'll be right back.
101.5 FM, 1230 AM, The Buzz.
Oh, he meant a music teacher in prison. He said he should be a music teacher. Oh, I get what he was trying to do. He was trying to say, because he made these horrendous mistakes, that doesn't make him, as a human, have zero value. So, would I stay in a marriage where it was necessary to have a side piece? I don't know that that's what they were doing. I think what they were doing was they determined, and I think there is something to this, Davis Denise. They determined we can love each other. I can love you. You can love me. Sex is not just a product of love. Sex is sex. So while I love you, I want to spend my life with you. That doesn't mean that I can't have sex with somebody other than you. Because sex, a lot of people do believe sex is an emotional connection and blah, blah, blah. And for a lot of people, it is. But for some people, it ain't. For some people, it's just sex. Like, some people look at sex like maybe you look at eating dinner or going to get ice cream or getting on a roller coaster. It's something fun to do. And in their minds, if, well, I can't, because I'm married to you and because I love you and because I share my life with you, I can't go get ice cream with her. You telling me and her can't eat ice cream together? I got to eat every ice cream cone I ever eat with you? You telling me and her can't go to Kings Island together? Somehow that's wrong. I got to only go to Kings Island with you? And if they came to that agreement, like it wasn't, I'm sneaking around. Man, you don't know I did it, but I'm sneaking around over here, and we eating ice cream together. And then I come back to you, and I'm like, I ain't eat no ice cream. But if we both agreed, you can go have ice cream with whoever you want to have ice cream with. I don't care. If we both agreed to that, how is it wrong? Now, again, if you believe that sex means more than just sex, then you think it's wrong. But if you, like some people, don't feel that way, then no, I don't necessarily think it's wrong. Walter says, I get what he was trying to say. My question to him about how would you know if he was reformed? Because again, he's in jail. He don't have access to 14, 16, 17-year-old girls. Once he comes out of jail, yeah, I can say while I'm in jail when I don't have access to it, I don't even want that stuff. I don't even want that stuff no more. But then once I get out there and I see a 14-year-old, do I really not want it no more if that's what I want? Now, you can get tested before you start having sex with people. I don't know that it's irresponsible. Four minutes to the top of the hour. 101.5 The Buzz of Cincinnati. We're your talk station. It's the afternoon experience. My name is Emanuel Livingston. I'm with you until 3 o'clock this afternoon. Real quick, Will Smith, he confirmed that him and Jada Pinkett Smith, they have an open relationship. And he admitted that she's never believed in a conventional marriage. He says, marriage for us can't be a prison, and I don't suggest our role for anybody. But for them, he's saying it works. For him, he says it works. And I know a lot of y'all thinking, that's just nasty. But no, not necessarily. Not necessarily. Now look, that wouldn't work for me. Okay? That wouldn't work for me. But to say that it's wrong, if two people, me and Mrs. Livingston, I'm not going to use you, Raven, and I'm not going to use Lincoln. Okay? If Mrs. Livingston and I both looked at sex in a different way and said, sex is not some way of expressing love to you. Sex is just something enjoyable that you can do. It's something fun. Like riding a roller coaster. It's fun. I enjoy riding a roller coaster. There's a certain thrill that you get from it. Or y'all know me, I'm addicted to sugar, eating ice cream. I just enjoy eating ice cream. So if sex is like that to us, not having anything to do with love, why can't I love you, be married to you, and want to spend my life with you, but want to go do little fun things with somebody else? Why can't I say, hey, you want some ice cream? I want some ice cream. There's a little ice cream spot right up the street. Let's go get some ice cream. And you not be my wife. And then I come home and I say, you know what? Me and so-and-so went and had some ice cream today. What? You had ice cream with some other bit? You know, no, baby. It's just ice cream. It's just ice cream. Oh, yeah, you're right. Ain't nothing wrong with
but she
having
wouldn't
some
come
ice
at,
cream.
like I was going to say, she wouldn't even come at you like that because y'all have a mutual
we
understanding.
both agree that there's nothing wrong with me going and enjoying some ice cream with somebody else.
You come home, tell her you had some ice cream. She tell you she had a banana split.
And I don't even necessarily have to tell you. You know what I'm saying? I can just go to Kings Island and ride a roller coaster with somebody else. I don't have to come home like, I rode a roller coaster today. Well, I'm glad you rode. No, I just did it. Because it ain't no biggie. It ain't no biggie. So, if that's how they agreed to it, I don't see nothing wrong with it. I don't see nothing wrong with it. Now, again, if you believe that sex is more than just something, which most people probably do. Most people believe that sex ain't just something to do, like go have some ice cream. But there are some people who genuinely look at sex like, what? I just had sex. What? It don't mean nothing. It ain't no big deal. It's sex. Why everybody be all hung up on sex? People actually do believe that. So if they came to the conclusion together, what does sex mean to you? Nothing. You know what? Sex don't mean nothing to me either. That might be something they bonded over when they first met each other. They had a little conversation. What is sex to you? Nothing. Something to do. Me too. I never met somebody who felt the exact same way as I feel about it. You know, if I was married, I wouldn't care if my spouse went out and had sex with somebody else because it don't mean nothing. As long as they're there for me when I need them and how I need them to be, that's all that matters. What? I can't believe that you're saying this because I feel the same way. We are kindred spirits. Let's get married. Then you come out and tell everybody and y'all nasty. No.
But that's why I believe in the concept of keeping your relationship and your bedroom business between you and your partner. Because it's not nobody else's business what y'all do or how y'all conduct yourselves or how y'all feel about, like, who cares?
Well, and so they've come out with that. Is it wrong to say, like, I admire their not giving a damn about what nobody else think about it because this is the way that they chose to live? I admire that. Would I do it? No. Not at all. Mrs. Livingston, you ain't going to have ice cream with nobody. I don't care if it's one of the little baby cones. No ice cream. You ain't riding no other. I rode the beast today. What? You did what? What? No. You're not supposed to be doing that.
She can't even go to, what is it, Snoopy Land?
No. You can't ride the beastie. No. But if that's what worked for somebody else, have at it.
It's not that weird. I know we want to break, but it's not that weird for my generation. Like, polyamory is a thing. Non-committal situationships are a thing. So it really ain't that big of a deal. Just people think it's weird because they're married. I think people wouldn't care if they weren't married, but because people view marriage as such a traditional, sacred thing, that's what's tripping people out.
Man, it's tripping me out. But if that's what they choose to do, that's on them. Let me get a break in here. It's the Afternoon Experience. I'm Emanuel Livingston. I'll be right back.
WDC Cincinnati, home of the
Samuel says, in a marriage, you should care what others think. In a marriage, you should care what your partner thinks, what your spouse thinks. You shouldn't necessarily care what other people think. Carl says, diseases out there. You know that you can get tested for diseases. Did you not know that? Do people really not know that? Right here in Cincinnati, you ain't got to be rich. Right here in Cincinnati. Can you still go to the health department? You can go to the health department and get a full workup. And make sure I ain't got no diseases. Give me an AIDS test. Give me a test for gonorrhea, syphilis, chlamydia, and all the other us. No VD. No, nobody got VD. You got tested. Let me see your results. I got tested. Here's my results. Let's go do it. You know what I'm saying? You can get tested. No, Mrs. Livingston cannot be out there riding the beast. No, definitely not. Williams says polyamorous life is dope and has many dynamics. 5 minutes after 101.5 The Buzz in Cincinnati. We're your talk station. It's the afternoon experience. My name is Emanuel Livingston. I am with you until 3 o'clock this afternoon. 749-1230. That's the number to get on board. Let me go to the phone. Dorothy, you're on the buzz. Hello?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know you called my name. I'm sorry.
That's all right.
Okay. Emmanuel and my sister. Let me make something very, very clear.
Oh.
And this is not from me as an individual. This is from Sister Dorothy, the woman that transformed her life to become with God of righteousness.
Oh.
The world that we're in is a corrupted world. There's a prayer we say, "Oh Allah, let the wickedness of the wicked come to an end, but establish justice for the righteous."
Okay.
Now, anything that we've done, fornication.
Dorothy?
We have to, sir.
Yeah, no, you said fornication and then they got you.
Okay. Then we have to come out of her, my people, that you be not partakers of her wicked and her evil ways. This is a wicked, evil world. God came to transform us.
All right.
And those who want to become part of his transformation, to come out of the wickedness of this world. People are going to be dying. Well, no. I'm going to take that back to a degree. People are going to get a chastisement.
Oh.
Okay, you'll see this. Y'all don't understand. But anyway.
I just said,
no, what I'm saying is.
What?
Now, R. Kelly, I look at R. Kelly, Michael Jackson, these, what's his name, Bill Cosby. This world accuse them of all these things. But we understand that they've been doing it for years. When they made young women have babies to build their world. The white people did this, okay, for slavery. Now, so our people took on the ways of this world from being forced. But I will say this, Emmanuel, you are wrong when that brother was talking about the mothers will have to pay. Everybody, Brother Minister said, we're in Judgment Day. Everybody, every knee shall bow and every tongue shall confess. I'm a mother. I've had daughters. If I knew that, say, somebody like R. Kelly, I'm knowing this man is doing this, and I wouldn't put my daughter out there.
Oh.
I wouldn't put her to say go over there and then holler rape.
So
I knew about it.
So you would definitely not have had your daughter working as a secretary for the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, right?
Okay, let me say now see, a brother that was on that station not too long ago got in trouble from.
I'm asking the question.
The reason I'm saying this, I'm gonna tell you. I'm getting ready to tell you how you can get the information that you need.
No, I'm asking you. Would you have had your daughter go work as a secretary at 14 for the? Oh, okay.
Yes. But I want to break that down to you just right quickly. If you really want it, she gave testimony about the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. And if you want to find out more, they still have it on there, go on the Nation's program and look up the life of the Honorable Farrakhan and his wife. And I'm going to tell you, the sister said that, when God picks a sister for him to have wives, okay, that is the choice that God gave. He's seen something in that sister. She said that she told her mother when something to this effect, but she said when she was a little girl, she had a dream about him. And when she didn't know him and when she met him, she talked to him. And she said, and her mother knew him, but if God ordained it, God ordained.
That's the difference.
That's the difference. Wives, not that he was a pedophile. You dealing with a sick.
Yeah, there's a difference. There is a difference between a 14-year-old wife and a 14-year-old girl that you just peeing on.
Yes, there's a difference.
Yeah.
But I don't know. But I don't think that he went into her at that age.
Oh.
Okay. Yeah. So let's get that clear, make that straight, because he is not. God can't say, oh, well, I'm gonna pick him to do this and then go have him do something else. God, the God that I know, he don't do that. So R. Kelly, like the brother was saying, R. Kelly was wrong.
Right.
Now,
because he wasn't married. That was not ordained by God.
No. Because if he had them, if that's what they're saying, if they had, I don't know. I'm just saying but knowing this world,
right?
See, they want his wealth. That's all it's about. They would have even put their own. I told this story before, but I remember the time that Muhammad Ali was at a camp. My son had this book. And when he was at the camp, all these brothers were standing around. And here was this little white girl standing there amongst them. And I'm saying to myself, what is she doing standing there with all them brothers? So they put their women out here. But we as black women, we have to pay for that once we know it's wrong.
Right.
Any brother that can help or sister can help our children today, help them not take advantage of them. Because this is what this world promotes. It's a wicked world. It is wrong for a brother to have 2 wives or 3 wives, because God had a plan for his. And if anybody got a Quran, go to 33 in the Surah 33 and read that, the allies. But no, R. Kelly should be, if he got out and he could teach a brother or a sister to sing, he should. I want to ask you one more question.
All right, real quick, and I'll try to answer.
What's his brother's name? What's his brother's? He teaches sisters how to dance. He was messing around with, oh God, what's her name? The white girl that everybody, she used to be on in Living Colors. I can't see my mind.
I don't know.
P. Diddy. What's his name? Is that his name?
Okay, you're talking about Sean Combs?
Yeah. Now, pretty soon they coming after him. Okay, they'll be after him. And what's that other Luther? Look at the filth that he had the sisters doing right here in the city. They gonna go after him too.
All right.
See, they gonna get everybody. But also just remember this. This is God's way of transforming us, and we are by nature righteous people, but we just been caught up in a filthy world that God is destroying.
All right.
This is a filthy world. Thank you.
I appreciate the call. All right, 513-749-1230. That's the number to get on board. Cleveland, you're on the buzz.
Hey, what's going on?
How you doing, sir?
I have some compassion for R. Kelly.
That's shocking.
I almost preface my statement by saying you probably say something like that, reason being, he's sick. I mean, he's a sick man, but I can't look past the cruelty and the abuse. You know, the sex is bad, but when you throw in the cruelty and the abuse, you know, that's a whole different thing. Now, does he need to go to jail? Yeah, without question.
Wow.
Does he need to spend his whole life in prison? I don't agree with that. I don't think he does. And plus, given his circumstances, you know what he went through as a child.
How much time should he spend?
Not his whole life. He should get some time. I mean, that's not for me to say. That's not for me to say.
Well, I mean, you kind of took it upon yourself to say, if you say he shouldn't spend this much time, then you should be able to say.
Said he shouldn't spend his whole life. But
so how much should he spend?
You tell me.
I would say his whole life.
Okay, well, I don't agree with that.
All right, so what would you say?
But I'll move on from that.
Okay.
Because I hadn't really given that much thought, to be honest with you.
That's not even reasonable, but go ahead.
But I don't, like the one gentleman said, and that's your opinion. The one gentleman said that he doesn't feel that he should be thrown away. Now, other people, police, for instance, I mean, they've taken lives, and not to say that makes what he did right at all. But people don't get, they don't get any time for doing that. Beretta, remember what was his name? The guy that played Beretta?
The guy who played Beretta. I don't remember his name.
Okay, but anyway, he killed his wife, right? And he murdered her.
All right.
Didn't do any time. And I don't know how long you kept up with football. Mark Shimura was a football player who was molesting young girls. NFL knew about it. He was guilty. He admitted it. Didn't do a bit of time. Nate Newton, Michael Irving, and somebody else.
But you're bringing all these other people up to say what? If they didn't do time, then R. Kelly shouldn't do time?
No. There's kind of like a double standard. That's what I'm saying.
No, I agree with you.
They should have did time too.
I agree with you.
R. Kelly should do time, and they should have did time. The police should, anybody that takes a life, murder somebody, should do time. But my point is, and I'm not minimizing what he did at all.
You are.
But I'm just saying, no, I'm not.
You are.
I'm comparing him to other people who did the same thing.
In an attempt to minimize what he did. Yeah.
And also, went as far as killing people. Didn't do any time.
Right.
So no, that's not minimizing.
That's an attempt to. You can't minimize it, but it is an attempt to. But the point that you're making by minimizing it is what?
I'm not making a point. It's just a statement. It's just my thoughts. But anyway, also, and you're not going to agree with this, but I can't completely absolve those young girls, 15 years and older.
Oh, my God.
Now, okay, let me put this out. Let's just say, for instance, some 15, 16, 17-year-old boys. Now, as a matter of fact, I say you and some of your friends.
All right. I don't know where
Beyonce wanted y'all to hang out at her place and blah, 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 blah.
All right, come on.
And you guys did it. You did it. And then, she was kind of on the same tip that R. Kelly was.
Okay.
And you all did, creepy, freaky things.
I'm 51,
to each
right?
other. Now, I said as a teenager.
Okay.
Your boys, 15-year-old, 16, when you were young.
All right.
How would you view that? Or just say some boy, how would you view that? Would you view it the same way?
Yes.
You would?
Yes.
So, in that instance, Beyonce should spend the rest of her life in jail.
Yes.
And, okay, well, at least you're consistent. Consistent.
That's it?
But, let me see, what else? I was going to say,
that's it. I appreciate your call.
All right, anytime.
749-1230. It's the afternoon experience. Yes. If we find out right now that Beyonce got 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19-year-old boys held captive in her home and makes them do horrible, unspeakable things and abuses them physically and mentally, and they can't use the bathroom, all of that kind of stuff. If we find out that that Beyonce is doing the exact same thing that R. Kelly is doing and has been doing it for the past 30 plus years, yeah, she should go to jail and spend the rest of her life. That was an easy one. See how you do that, R. Kelly? When somebody lob up an easy one, you take it with both hands, you windmill it, and you throw it down real hard. Because it's easy. Let me get a break in here. Blade, Marquetta, Mimi, all on the way. It's the afternoon experience. I'm Emanuel Livingston. I'll be right back.
101.5 The Buzz presents the Pink Lady Honors. Do you
He said he was not trying to diminish what R. Kelly did. he wholeheartedly tried to diminish it. And yes, I did ask him, Tony, what's the point you're trying to make? And he said, I don't have a point. What? Oh boy. Lewis says, dude only got 13 years for murdering Kabaka Abba. Not one radio host on 1230 said he deserves life for that black murder. That is factually inaccurate. You keep misremembering stuff. I'm attributing it to misremembering as opposed to lying. I'm going to say you don't remember correctly, Lewis, but you keep misremembering, number one. And number two, what in the heck does that have to do with R. Kelly? Y'all understand. Like when you comparing priests to R. Kelly, I'm with you. Yes. When you are comparing a person who hurt another person criminally, that's hugely different. If I'm out here today and I get mad about something and I pull out my gun and I shoot somebody 6 times, that's horrible. I should go to jail. But that's not the same as me for the past 30 years molesting young people. My act of violence, again, it's not good, but it's not systematic over the course of virtually my entire life. That's why we will treat somebody who killed somebody in a crime of passion different than a serial murderer. They're different. Lewis says, you said publicly on the radio that black man deserves life. You are the liar, sir. I never said that I said it, but that wasn't what you asked. You said no host on this radio station said it, and that's not true. A host actually said it live on this radio station. What you said, either you are misremembering it or you are lying. Or there's another option. You're just ignorant. And all that means is, because I know you say ignorant and then people get mad, that just means you don't know. So maybe you just don't know. And you really shouldn't talk about stuff that you just don't know. Anyone that watched Ruthless, R. Kelly is no different than a cult leader. He says he is the Pied Piper. Cinnamon Fist says, these callers are sad. No wonder why our young black girls have no hope. Their protectors would rather feel sorry for both sides instead of the actual victim.
So when you say you won't move until everyone's buckled up, you won't budge an inch until you hear that click. Never give up until they buckle up.
Victor Sweet said, don't put all black men, you that blank statement. I'm not sure that I... Victor, I'm going to assume you mistyped something or I'm misunderstanding you're referring or responding to something or someone else. Don't put all black men, you that blank statement. I'm sure there was like a typo or something there. Number one for hip hop and R&B. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, thank you. He wished me a happy belated birthday. I appreciate that. And now he going to do some DJing. Wicked, you know. It's the afternoon experience. I'm Emanuel Livingston. Sometimes the Wiz people and the OSL people, I still don't remember what they are. Well, sometimes they come over and they just show love, and I appreciate that. 749-1230, that's the number to get on board.
We are family, like a giant. I'm sorry.
What in the hell was that?
I just felt the love. I wanted to
But what
share
was
it.
that?
It's a song.
From?
Dreamgirls.
Oh.
We are a family.
All right,
like a
let me
giant tree,
get
branching out to the
Marquetta in
sky.
here. Marquetta, you're on the bus.
Unfortunately. Hey, Emmanuel, how are you today?
I'm all right.
You've had a wild ride with these callers.
Yeah, they out there.
Yeah, we were in the comment section discussing, I was just listening to you. I'm trying to figure out why you think a married couple has the right, and we're going to use Will and Jada as an example, because
all right.
Here you are saying Will and Jada has the right to go outside of their marriage, have as many partners as they choose, because they're married and that's their right as married couple.
Because they're people and that's what they want to do.
Sure. But then when we talk about the abuse that's going on with our children, especially our younger generation, August Alsina was Jada Pinkett's entanglement partner. And he was someone who was drug addicted. I believe when she met him, he was her son's friend. He was a drug addicted son's friend who was suicidal and depressed. And I think he might have been 21 or 20. But either way, for him, who maybe not had had as much experience, he fell in love with that woman.
Okay.
Even though she was married, he had a communication with Will Smith, he said, where Will Smith was accepting of their relationship and their love.
Oh.
And at 21 years old, he thought that this would be his life partner. This is the woman that he loved. He called her his soulmate lots of times. And it devastated him when he came to the realization that this is a married woman who is in a committed relationship with somebody else who is also out there doing the same thing she's doing. How do you reconcile that? How do you reconcile saying it's okay for us as a married couple to hurt people who are not married?
Easy. I reconcile that like this. Everything is on a case-by-case basis, right? So even if two married people, which I'm about to go to the extreme for a reason, if two married people decide we're going to have sex with 14-year-olds, they would be wrong. Their marriage don't make a wrong action right, okay? So I'm not saying that. But if two married people decide to responsibly, I am a married man, okay? You know I'm a married man, right?
Yeah, I wouldn't look at you if you wasn't married, but go ahead.
And so if me and Mrs. Livingston decided we can go outside of our marriage, and then I meet Marquetta, and I say, Marquetta, look, I'm married. You grown, I'm grown. My wife is down with this. As a matter of fact, I'm going to introduce you to my wife so you'll see I'm not even lying to you. You meet my wife, and my wife say, look, he can have sex with whoever he want to have sex with. And I say, Marquetta, I choose you, right? And Marquetta's like, all
How
right,
much you gonna
well,
pay me?
I choose you. Hold on.
into-
I'm saying, for example, and then if Marquetta says, well, I choose you too, and then we decide to have sex, who did I hurt?
Well, it's when Marquetta decides, I want to keep this baby. It's
Ain't
when
gonna be no
wait
baby.
Wait a minute, brother, because you're interacting into a consensual sexual relationship with another adult that you're not married to, and these are the possibilities.
No, it ain't. Not with me.
Marquetta could say, here go this STD.
No, you can
Marquetta
test
could
it.
say, here go this flamethrower. I'm at your door. It's 4 a.m. I want to still be in this relationship. You guys don't want me in anymore. And Marquetta could lose her life at your woman's door when she comes to the door with a gun. But let's go into that. Because R. Kelly is said to have had sex with his wife and all of these women that he was just on trial for. It is known that they were engaging in threesomes and whatnot. Like you just said, married couples, they were engaging in these relationships. How is that not abuse? How is that not abusive to people who are poor, who are, younger, who are not as experienced, etc.? I mean, married people, sure, within your relationship, you can get counseling, but I'm talking about the casualties around that relationship. The side. Look at Gabrielle Union. She just came out and said, how crushed and destroyed she was when her husband came up with an outside baby when she could not conceive.
Okay.
So how is that?
Well, my understanding is because you mixing stuff. They were married. They didn't have an open relationship. They were on a break, and he had that baby. So that's different. But again, if we hook up, number one, you ain't giving me nothing. I'm gonna be sure about that. And I ain't giving you nothing in terms of no baby. I'm sure about that. But that's what I'm saying. The point is, it's a case by case basis. And so, yeah, you got to be mature. You got to look at yourself and say, can I handle this situation? And if you can't, then you say, no, you might want me and she might be okay with it, but I'm not with that.
Now, can I tell you my rape trauma, since this seems to be the outlet for it? So when I was 14 or 15, and now the cat's out the bag, everybody know what I look like. I was a very attractive, beautiful young woman, innocent. My mother and father, my father was married to another woman in another area. My mother was doing her thing, and I was real bad. And so I went to go stay with my aunt for a while. And just the scenario that you just said, some grown 25-year-old man in our communities preying on all the girls in the neighborhood, preyed on Marquetta. And at 15 years old, he said, I'm 19. Let me convince you to go out with me, and I'm not going to let you leave until you have sex with me. This man had a gun. He had clout. And today he's serving time for sex trafficking. He had like 12 women held hostage in an apartment house somewhere down here. But nobody ever empathized with me as a 15-year-old little girl. It was always, you some whore, because this 25-year, he turned out to be 25, this 25-year-old man is married, and his wife was pregnant, and she was okay with him preying on the women and children in our communities. And so even after he was done with me at 15, he went on for 20 years.
That's terrible.
Picking up 15 to 20-year-old women, molesting them, raping them, getting a lot of them on drugs, and selling them. And the point that I've been trying to call in and make to you all for years is the reason no one protects black girls is because we have all of these excuses and case-by-case scenarios of when it's okay to use and abuse us sexually. And our sons. Listen to how we just throw out August Alsina. He was at the point of suicide. He was at the point of suicide. He wanted to kill himself.
I didn't throw him off. I said
people
that
it was okay
that
to
would
use
be
him
wrong
sexually, and the community was not outraged at Jada, old nasty butt, but they was mad at him because he entered into that relationship. So I'm just saying, as a community, the under 18, under 19, really under 21 should be off limits if you're over 35.
I agree.
And there should not be, if you decide, because this would help our community be strong, this would help increase our morality and perhaps even cut down on crime.
And Marquetta?
If we would stay, let me finish my statement. If when you get married, you stay monogamous.
Marquetta?
Because that's what marriage is. Marriage is a biblical concept. It's a religious concept, meaning that you're joining spiritually.
That's not necessarily
physically.
True. That's not necessarily true.
You all today who have demoralized marriage and made it this kind of open
but hold on, Marquetta. What you're saying is not necessarily true. But hold on, before any of that.
In your opinion.
I don't blame you for any of that, what you said. That was horrible. And it should have never happened.
That's right.
So, but, You can't be mad at me because other people said that. They were
I'm
wrong.
not mad at you. I'm talking about our culture, as I always do.
But I
and the
reject
culture
that that's
of
our
us saying,
culture. That's some people's culture, but that's never been my culture. I would
not
never
your culture,
have believed
but
that,
this is how
ever.
people like R. Kelly became so powerful because culturally it was acceptable. We all knew R. Kelly had slept with Aaliyah in the 90s. We had seen the sex tape by 96. Everybody.
Not
and we
me.
knew it was him. Well, you knew it was out there.
I knew it
you
was
knew
out
it was a sex tape out there, him supposedly peeing on a prepubescent child. And people, when I heard people talk about the tape, oh, she ain't look like no child to me. She was built like that, and she was doing this and that. But that was still a child. And what I'm getting at is the culture looks at black women, looks at black girls as less than the divine feminine, as less than innocent, like we are some, like he just said, it was Beyonce. Beyonce was, you can still be beautiful and you not touch me. You can still be attractive and alluring, and you not have to defy. You can still be a handsome young man and be horny and be willing, and I, as a teacher in a position of power, still say no, or I'm not going to do that to that young man.
Absolutely.
So I'm trying to get at the point that we need to reform our culture and how we look at sexuality in regards to young black boys and girls. They are not active and willing participants in your adultery. If you're not happy in your relationship, perhaps as a group or as a couple, you should seek out someone who is an adult who is willing to engage sexually with both of you.
And again, I think you're mixing stuff. You're mixing pedophiles with married people having consensual relationships with other people. That you're mixing those.
You're missing what I'm saying about the emotions and the casualties and the baggage and the residuals. Just like
I'm not missing.
I'm telling you, there are crimes that are being committed because of these.
There are crimes that are being committed because one single dude kicked it with a single chick, and then he broke up with her, or she broke up with him, and then they lose their mind, and they do that. That same thing can happen with two single people.
Agreed.
Right.
Agreed.
So
but
you can't attribute that to open marriage.
But it is more. What the hell is an open marriage? And this is my issue with you all. You can say, Margaret, I'm married. Is you down? Well, yeah, you're gonna pay me. Again, I'm gonna give you a disease and a baby.
No.
And you can't walk away and say, well, I'm married. No, because you were in an open marriage. You're still susceptible to the damages that you may incur with someone outside of your marriage.
But that's under the assumption that the open marriage isn't under clear terms. If your open marriage ain't open to nobody but you, then you find yourself in them type of sticky, tricky situations.
There you go.
But these are two consenting adults who consented to have an open marriage. They have both out here been doing whatever they wanted to do.
Okay, and the point is there are ramifications, there are consequences to that, and it's and let's say you don't get a disease or a baby, or you don't have to pay me.
I would.
But let's say as a culture, as a community, how does that jive? Because I'm gonna end with this.
Yeah.
We always talk about Dr. Martin Luther King, and people love to throw out the fact that he cheated on Coretta Scott King. You even had a case on here where you said that it's possible, because the FBI wrote it down somewhere, that he even witnessed a rape.
Right.
And for that, we totally take away not you, I'm just saying in general. People will take away all of his great works because they think there is a lack of moral character. So if we want to say R. Kelly and his wife were not, they just as, in my opinion, they're just as wrong as Will Smith and Jada Pinkett Smith. And we need our married couples in our community to have a better standard of morality and stop preying on people who are single in the community, having children
I don't think
outside of
Jada
wedlock,
or Will were
and
preying
having
on
all
anybody.
of these.
Marquetta, I gotta run.
The flamethrower at the window today. Hey, have a good one. It was fun.
All right. That's Marquetta. 513-749-1230. That's the number to get on board. Let me get this break in here. It's the Afternoon Experience. I'm Emanuel Livingston. I'll be right back.
101.5 The Buzz and T Squared. The Face-Off Phone Contest. Sponsored by the Ohio.
Yeah, she mixed a few things together, which I can't disagree with her on some of the stuff she said. A lot of stuff she says, but then when you mix all of that stuff together, like if I decide I'm a hit and you decide it's okay for me to hit, you know I'm married, you know what this is, we're having sex, and we have sex. If your feelings get caught up, your feelings shouldn't have got caught up because you knew what it was. You should have said no, because my feelings, I know me, and I know if I have sex with you or anybody, I'm going to develop some feelings for you. I can't do that. Glenn says it's Emanuel's fault that black people are freaky. Damn, Dinger. Somebody says, Marquetta, a lot of us have a tormented past, but don't blame all black men for the sins of some. Jerica says, cut it out. How often do you say you're not going to feel away or that you are and you end up feeling the opposite? Very rarely ever. I can't really think of a time. Especially if I go in. If I meet a chick and she like, look, I'm married, we got an open relationship, I ain't trying to be with you, but I want to have sex with you. Do you want to have sex with me? And I'm like, I'm not trying to have sex with you. I ain't trying to get in no fight with your husband. And she like, come on, here. Baby, are you okay with me having sex with him? And he like, go ahead. I don't care. For real. This is how we get down, bro. I got one in the bedroom right now. I'm like, for real? Like, they for real? Yeah, I do it. I'm not coming out with no emotions. I'm so in love with her. She's my soulmate. No. And if I start feeling that, I'm going to be like, hey, you my soulmate. And she going to be like, hold on. No, you knew what this was. And I'm going to be, you're right. I knew what this was. My bad. So I got to break it off from you now because you catching feelings. And that's not what this is. I don't view sex that way. Samuel says, why is she insisting on passing on VD? I don't know why she want to give me VD or a baby. You want a little prince. Look. I got that taken care of. Trust me. I ain't giving you no money. I'm not getting no VD from you. And I'm not giving you no baby. If you come up pregnant, let's go on Maury. I want this public. You know what I'm saying? I want this public when they say you are not the father. Maury, that is not my baby. Told you I already got my speech worked out. Carl says sex is feelings. See, and Carl, to you, sex is feelings. To some people, which is why I don't know, why don't y'all get this? Everybody don't feel the same. Everybody's emotions don't work the same. Like Janice said, eventually, I don't want to misquote you, so I won't quote you. Hold on, let me see if I can find it. No, it went away. Janice says, in essence, eventually you're going to start having feelings. No, maybe eventually you would start having feelings, but everybody don't feel that way. .5 The Buzz of Cincinnati. We're your talk station. It's the afternoon experience. I'm Emanuel Livingston. Let me go back to the phone. Mimi, you're on the buzz.
Hello. Oh, you caught me in mid-stretch. Hey, how you doing?
Oh. I'm doing all right. I don't know. I'm not sure what that is.
You know how you stretch throughout the day. You're supposed to stretch like quite a bit during the day. But anyway, not why I called. First of all, Marquetta, I am very sorry that happened to you at 15 years of age. That should not happen to anyone, especially children. But regarding this open marriage concept, about 10, 15 years ago, there was a great TV show on TLC. I think I was the only person that watched it. It was called Swingers. And it was basically, they didn't show any sex or anything. It was basically about relationships of people who were swingers. And the only reason I watched it was because they had a black couple on there. Because, you know, when I saw this, I was immediately thinking what most black people think. This is some crazy white people. Bleep. But they had a black couple on there. And it was fascinating to see how everybody felt. It was like 4 different couples. And they explored the emotions, the feelings, the situations. You didn't see any sex. It was all about how you react in a swingers environment. So with it was very good. And I'm a human nature freak. I love learning why people do what people do. And so the black couple, it was always the husband. Everybody's married too. So the black man in the relationship, it was always, they would always swing with women. They would never swing with men. He would not allow men. And this was a huge contention in their relationship. This was like driving the woman crazy. And she was like, you know, I love you. I do whatever you want to do. I even bring people in this relationship. Now it's time for us to explore with a man. And he was just like, you know what? We've been doing this for years. You're right. Let's bring a man in. This is selfish of me.
Please.
I shouldn't.
It's time for a divorce.
This
marriage ain't working.
So he agreed to go to this club, this known swingers club. I think it was filmed in L.A. or something. And this known swingers club, and they would pick up a guy. His only condition was, I got to meet him. I have to know where his mind is, too. So they pick up this guy. She's immediately attracted to him. The guy that they pick up is having great conversation with the wife. So she pulls her husband aside and was like, well, what do you think about him? We need to bring him home. And the husband goes ballistic. He goes crazy. No, I don't like him. I don't like the way he looked at you, and he looked at you a little bit too long. I think he's going to be too into this. I mean, he just went off. And she was like, bro, I want somebody to be into this. This is the whole point of it. Basically, my whole takeaway from the show was that, yeah, people like to think that they'd be okay in an open marriage and they would have no problem with it. But I have always said, eventually, you may be okay with it for years, 5, 10 years, but come year 11, your wife or your husband is going to come across somebody that they look at a little bit too long, that's just going to make you a little bit too uncomfortable, that you are going to feel like, she don't ever look at me like that, you know, and it's just going to implode.
It's not fair for you to make that determination. You can't make that determination because it happened on that show and because it's how you think you would feel. There are people who have...
I know how I would feel. I would never allow it from the beginning.
So there are people who have open relationships who have them for a really long time and don't experience that.
And the overwhelming majority of people who do, I believe, it never lasts. It doesn't work. And I'll give you the Will and Jada example. They sat up there and said that, you know, they're okay with their open marriage and everything. But who was the one in tears on Jada's Red Table Talk?
I have no idea. I don't watch.
It was Will. Will said Jada didn't cry one bit. when she basically said that he cheated on her, and she wasn't reacting. Will's butt was in there. There was a meme of it. There's still that meme of him with the red, teary eye.
Yeah, I don't
Now,
watch it.
if you didn't care, if it wouldn't upset you, why are you sitting up there crying and everything like
Because she
that?
put him out for the whole world to know, and that's what he was upset about, not because she was with somebody else. Because I'm sure that wasn't the first person. I'm sure that wasn't the first person that she was ever with. He wasn't crying about the other ones. I'm just making that up because I don't know. I don't watch Will. I don't follow Will or Jada. I saw the story, and I look.
That's the only one that I watch.
Based on the story that you told me, when she said it's time for us to bring a man in here, that's when I would say, baby, this relationship ain't working. It just
selfish.
I don't know why.
But the other super
we've grown apart.
interesting-
Yeah, we've grown apart.
Selfish.
The other super interesting relationship on that show was this deeply religious Mormon chick. I mean, she was super religious. I mean, church, 7 days a week, everything. So she goes to her pastor and tells her pastor,
This story got to be real super quick.
I'm a swinger, and can you point me to any verse in the Bible that would tell me that this is okay for me to be sleeping around with other people? Her pastor looked at her like, girl, if you don't get out of here.
I could have pointed her to a whole lot of verses that make it okay.
Well, I'm just telling you the way her pastor looked at her.
Her
but
pastor
it was
needed
hilarious. It was a very good
help.
show, and I'm the only person that watched it. And it should be required viewing for all people thinking about
All
being
right.
in an open relationship.
Mimi, I got to run. The show that I saw called Swingers was on the Playboy channel, and they did a lot of stuff. They was
I didn't
getting
see
it
that
in.
one. I did not see that one.
I got to take a break. It's the afternoon experience. Yeah, they was getting it in. When she was like, they didn't have sex on the show, like we wasn't watching the same show. You was watching CBS.
Please go to break.
They had that 1-2.
Manuel, you don't have time for this.
All right, I got to get a break. It's the afternoon experience. I'm Emanuel Livingston. I'll be right back.
Here's what you need to know with
They did. They had that 1-2. That was that one lady's favorite tool. I don't know what it was called. And they had to put this one man out because he was mad. How you go to the swinger house? And then when it's time to go to the what was it, the red room or the velvet room or whatever they called it? When it was time to go to the velvet room, you get mad. Because y'all go to the velvet room and your wife is like, it's on. And you go to the velvet room and you like, no, this ain't for me. And you look up and your wife is back there and that lady got that thing and that man got something. And you look at her and now you ready to fight everybody in the velvet room. Y'all naked and you try to fight people. They had to escort him out. They had to take him to a hotel. He was mad. He was trying to fight the people at the hotel. And his wife was like, I just so, and they was like, well, they took him to a hotel. And she was like, so he's gone. Where is he? I just need to talk to him. I'm so sorry. I should have never. And he's at the hotel. She was like, he's gone. And they was like, yeah, he gone. She was like, okay, I'm going back to the velvet room. I was like, what? You not gonna go to the hotel? She went back to the velvet room. I was like, oh my goodness. Oh, it was horrible. It was horrible. I was like, you're a whore. Yeah, she was a whore. Not because she initially went to the velvet room. And that's okay. And that's okay. But when he bail out, I'm not even saying you got to go chase him to the hotel. But don't pretend that you so sorry and you didn't mean to and you just got caught up. And then And then they like, oh, he's not here anymore. We had to take him to a hotel. And then you're like, oh, well, I'm going back to the Velvet Room. She wasn't sorry. She wasn't sorry. She was just pretending to be sorry because she thought he was still there. He was going to hear her. And then she would sound sorry. I'm so sorry. She was fake crying. You know, wasn't no tears coming out. You know how they be doing. Fake crying, wasn't no tears coming out. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. I can't believe I did that. I just got caught up. I didn't mean it. Oh, where is he? I need to talk to him. He's not here. He's not here. No, we had to take him to a hotel. He's not here. No. Oh, I'm going to go back to the Velvet Room. I was like, you were not sorry. You was just about to con that man. You whore. I'm just saying, you come out and you be like, hey, why is he mad? We agreed to this. Let me go talk to him. No, I don't. You can ask her. Does Emanuel apologize for stuff that he's not sorry for? She gonna be like, no, he don't. I might say to her, look, what I did was not intended to make you feel this way. But I'm not going to say I'm sorry for what I did if I'm not sorry for what I did. I'm sorry that you feel that way about what I did because that wasn't my intention. I'm not sorry for what I did. Now, I wouldn't do it again knowing how it makes you feel. But I was intentional. Just that response was not expected. Lewis says, if you believe the lie, it's not a lie. I'm telling you, ask her. I do not apologize for stuff that I'm not sorry for. That's just the truth. I really don't. Why lie about it? Like if I'm not, nah. But I mean, at the same time, I do my very best to not do stuff that I'm not intentional about, you know? I'm not just willy-nilly running around doing stuff. Like, oh, I just fell into this. Nah. If I do it, I thought about it. You know what? Yeah. If you catch me in the Velvet Room, I didn't accidentally end up in the Velvet Room. I went to the Velvet Room intentionally. Y'all saying no sound? I know the battery died. The battery died right then. It held out Just long enough. Yeah. Hold on. Yeah, my battery. It went out. Let me see if I turn it off. Turn it back on. See, it comes back on for a second. I don't know if y'all can see that. Then it flashes. It just went out. I don't have to get no new batteries. I just got to remember to bring the charged batteries. I forgot to bring them. But look, it lasted the whole show. All you missed was the lineup. Y'all know the lineup. Y'all know the lineup. And y'all might have missed a little bit of Blade. Just a little bit of Blade. But I'm sure y'all be all right. Tony says, is that your own Peanuts character on your shirt? No, that's a Peanuts character. It's Franklin. Franklin. Janice said that my wife should slap me upside the back of my head a lot. That would be domestic violence. We don't hit each other. We do not hit each other. All right. No, this is one of the chargeables, one of the rechargeable batteries. Yeah. It's just I forgot to bring other batteries today. Oh, Black Wolf Fish said you built like one of them Peanut characters. All right. That's good. You got me. Boy, you tore me up. But let's see, I got to get out of here today. For real, all y'all missed was Blade basically say that Elijah Muhammad and R. Kelly was no different. And if y'all heard that, then y'all didn't even miss that. And then I did the rundown. So since y'all missed the rundown, hold on. From 6 to 10 a.m., you want to join the Russ Parr Morning Show. It's a great show. You don't want to miss it. They give money away. They talk about everything. 6 to 10 a.m., the Russ Parr Morning Show. 10 a.m. to noon, the Lincoln Ware Show. Lincoln Ware is talking about everything and everybody. You don't want to miss it, of course. Noon to 3 is the afternoon experience with me, Emanuel Livingston. It's the best show on radio. The best show on radio, period. And then 3 to 6. Keeping it real with the Reverend Al Sharpton. 6 to 2 in the morning, we do some replays. 2 in the morning, Jesus comes in and he plays some banging music. Until 6 that next morning when it all starts over again. So you don't want to miss a minute of it. All right, there you go. That's all y'all missed. That's all y'all missed. And Dorothy said that she would take her 14-year-old to be the secretary for the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. Right after she said she would never take her 14-year-old to work with R. Kelly. I think she would. McConnell, thank you, and you have a good day as well. And yeah, Jesus comes in the studio. I turn the cameras off because, you know, he don't like pictures and stuff. But yeah, he come in the studio, he put it down. come in the studio, he put it down. But I got to get out of here today. You know, I was late yesterday. Well, not late because I didn't have a set time to be anywhere. But I wanted to. Get everything done last night. And I didn't get everything done over at the church last night, so I want to go over and get it all done tonight. And I didn't leave the church. Remember, I said if I don't get out of here, I'll be over there until midnight. I was over there until almost 11 o'clock, and then I was finally like, you know what? It's 11 o'clock. I'm out. And so I figured I'll go back over there today. I'll finish everything up today, and then that'll be that. So I got to get out of here and get over there and finish everything up because I don't want to be there till 11 o'clock again tonight. I appreciate y'all hanging out with me, having these conversations. I know sometimes they do be uncomfortable. And hold on, before I go, and I very seriously doubt if she will want me to say this, but Davis Denise, I am genuinely, number one, I never knew that, of course, because, you know, it wasn't none of my business. But sharing that, I understand where you be coming from now a lot more. And I can't say that if something like that had happened to me, because y'all know me, I'm still traumatized over my experience with the police. I'm still traumatized over that. So I could imagine that you would still be, even though you know, might challenge my wording here, be traumatized over what happened to you in that particular instance. So just so you know, everybody don't feel like the young person in that situation was wrong, that the wrong person in that situation was a whore or anything like that. The adult in that situation was wrong. And all of the people who didn't protect the young person in that situation was wrong. Everybody who did not protect you were wrong. And I don't want you to believe that everybody blames you. No. And believe it or not, all men and the community don't feel that way. We don't. So, I guess that's that. Let me get out of here, y'all. Until next time, it's been the afternoon experience. I'm Emanuel Livingston. What is wrong with y'all? You still traumatized over the breast that was in your face at work. And then people laughing. That is not funny. And then Lady K, I was thinking the same thing. Why would you be thinking that? What is wrong with y'all? All right, for real. I gotta go this time. Until next time, I'm out, y'all. Peace.